Good morning, service crew. Wait, no, not morning. What? Ben, I read your good morning, but it's not morning for me, but good morning. And good afternoon and good evening, whatever time zone you're in. Service crew, fighting pilot extraordinary, Ace Windfall. Ready for takeoff. Howdy, Ben. Good morning. I did. We did our rolls yesterday. We got Texas, immediately maxed her out. My first level 90, fully maxed out. Very happy. I got her module, which actually, I was looking at stuff today, and I think I'm good to spin this. I'm going to do that to bump that up. And then I'm going to wait on that, because that, I don't know if I... The jump from 20 to 25 is pretty good, but 25 to 28 is not as flashy. Gonna hold on to that one for there. But there we go, yeah. I got her, and then I also was able to get, before her, I did get Penance. But I got both the new 6 stars, yeah. Did not have any guard defender tokens though, or chips. So she's still E0. But yeah, I'm super excited. I'm gonna farm those tomorrow as soon as I can. What's this? Upgrade any 2 modules level 2. Done. Easy. But how about you? How are your polls been? Did you have? Well, I mean, wait a minute. Three Texas and pot 5 Penance and a far tooth and a W. Woo! Wow! Very nice. Very nice. Do you have to spark the W then? Did you just go all the way, get the Texas and the Penances, and just spark the W? Good stuff, though. Exactly 300 pulls. Perfect. How have you been liking the event so far? I did the first 3 levels yesterday. 3? Wait. Yeah, 1, 2, 3. This was story. This was tutorial. What's up, Harmonica? What's up, Daya? Did you do your daily free yet? No, I have not yet. I'm gonna save that for the mid break as usual. Gonna do the daily free, my little recruits, and then the other. I have like 2 extra pulls. I mean, why not, right? Because the more pulls I do on this banner, it's small, but I could get a pot 6, you know, not pot 6, oh, Jesus, extra pots for Texas or Penance, and importantly, I could get any rolls I do on this banner. I get headhunting tokens, which get turned into the orange tokens, which I can use to get upgrade materials. So, Gonna play event later? Gotcha. Well, today, because I like my Italian wolves. I'm really happy. So today we're just gonna keep going through this. And I gotta say, I noticed it yesterday when I was playing, but these things take like 30 to 40 minutes to like read through. And at the very start, you know, these are 9 cost missions, 9 sandy cost mission. I noticed it yesterday. I started with 129 sanity. I started like capped on to sandy. I did the first 3 missions. At the end of the stream, I had 126 sanity. It was I was just like, man, you know what? I get it. That's why they make their stories like so long. It's so it refunds the sanity cost when you're reading through it. It's perfect. You love Lapland's voice. Are you doing English voices or Italian voices, Ben? Worth Hunters reached 100,000 recent reviews. Overwhelmingly negative. Is overall still mixed though? It can't go below both. Both are good. What I did was per an agreement I had made a long time ago, I actually ended up doing the wolves in Italian, and then every other op that fits something got its related voice. So Saria's from Colombia, so she has an English voice now. Every op that doesn't have one is Japanese, but then like all the, you know, Yan or Lungmen ops that are from Yan or Lungmen, like Swire is now in Chinese. I'm gonna mess with that for a bit. It's very cute. I want more though. I want like Russian Ursus, and I need to fill everything out. I need Russian Ursus and Polish Casimir as operators, I think. Mostly use Ian because you don't have subtitles in battle. That's why I was fine with Japanese, honestly, because I knew what they were saying for the most part. I will say it's weird to have the Italian voices or the Chinese voices then, because when I was doing the just doing like the farming missions, this stuff, I was just doing a few of these today, and I was just like, I didn't change my squad at all, but because the new voices are there, occasionally like a voice would pop and I was like, I don't know what they just said. It's scary. It's weird. Silence voice? I don't think I've heard Silence's voice yet. I think I switched her over, but I don't think I actually heard it. Where are you? You're up here somewhere. You're in England. Yeah.
Is Ifrit making trouble again? Sorry. I'll discipline her later.
Oh, this is good.
Sorry. I was taking a nap. I'm still not used to working during the day.
Ifrit has a great voice line. I have Ifrit, so I can check out what this is. What is it? I haven't heard her voice that much either, even though I did switch it over. One of her battle lines.
Does it hurt? I bet it does! Keep screaming! Shriek all you want. Nobody cares. Get in the line of death!
She says that she's invincible, like Armstrong? Deployment then, I assume?
Let the world burn! Hellfire, locked and loaded.
Be an op?
Yo! How about another barbecue?
She's invincible? What is this one?
Hey, too slow. Hey, they made me I'm the captain? So, just do like Silence would.
Jesse from Final Fantasy VII. Oh, wow.
What's this? Stronger?
I never played a Final Fantasy game.
That means my flames can burn brighter, right?
So unfortunately that means next to nothing to me. Is Jessie the one that they like expanded on in the new remake? The one where she like died in the first like hour or something of the original, but since they expanded the plant section, she was the one that had like a lot of new stuff to do.
Saria's here?
Where does she say she's invincible?
Why is this office so damn cold? The hell are you? Why don't we torch all weak?
Ah.
You're all too weak. I am invincible.
That's cute. My cute little Cinder Armstrong. And you get a 4-star win with her. Originium art, son. I was talking about that yesterday. Oh my god. Did I mention this on stream or not? I don't remember. I was talking, if I didn't mention this on stream, I was talking with someone else about it. So Mansfield Break was legitimately the first event I did. But when I was going through everything to collect all my Originium Prime, which I didn't even end up needing, but when I was doing it, I like went through like all of these missions, right? And Mansfield Break is one of the, like, I played through the story a little bit, right? Because I needed to get here because I wanted Robin, or here, whichever one it was. But like, any part in the bar with like, Muselice, I don't know how to say her name, and Silence and Maytag, what, Meyer? It was kind of boring, and I just like skipped the story, and I, like, when I was redoing it just now, I like skipped the story, I just went dun 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 dun, and I was just like, you know what, I'm gonna read the story here. Just this very last one. I don't remember anything else about the story outside of Robin, outside of Mountains in the prison, and they're gonna break out, and Robin was like hired or something like that. Skipped everything. Went to here, haven't done anything at all. I highly recommend this. If you're ever not interested in any Arknight story at all, I feel like it tracks, because this also happened with Stultifera Novaris. I didn't read like any of the story except for the very last one, and I gotta say, I definitely recommend that. I think they always pop off on the very last one, because this story was fantastic. Knowing nothing else, it set up that, Robin and Mountain like fell down and they're like in the basement of the prison, they're trying to break out, and then Jesselton's there, and then Jesselton has literally Armstrong powers. He has like iron in his body, and he literally just has Senator Armstrong-esque powers. And then him and Mountain fight, and then you do the stage, and then after the stage is over, Saria comes out, and like this was really cool. If you haven't read this, just go read this. This is all you need. It's so cool seeing like Mountain fighting against Jesselton, and then seeing Saria, who basically has Jesselton's powers but with calcium instead of iron, go head to head. Oh, it was so sick. Fantastic. I want this skin so badly. Why is it not in the store? I hate it. I hate it here. I do miss like every single thing about the Japanese voices. I'm not gonna lie, Wisteria. I miss every single bit about it. I'm a split man, but I'm also a man of my word. So at least until the end of the event, I'm sticking with my split voices. Isn't Texas from Colombia originally? That's true. I did think about that. I was like, do I want to like put her in English or put her in Italian? Honestly, I would think like you put normal Texas in English and then Texas di Omaterza in Italian, right? Something like that to do both sides. I haven't. Ooh, yeah, let's do this. Because this is nothing, right? This is just a daily login thing. Not much else to say. Oh, Texas? No, didn't much care for it. 1 out of 10. I'll do it. Lap. Old photograph. May come in handy during this character's Azione solo. And then what else do I want? Who's got a really good review for this? You. Bring your friends. I was almost kicked out for bringing pizza to the door, but we ate it on the spot. The story's really amazing, and I want to get to know the playwright. Acting in a show like this is sure to expand my acting career. Oh, probably Sora? Expand your acting career. Yeah. La Morte de Texas. Admission ticket. Cool. Okay. Done with the dailies. So I guess the idea is because you can't do this now. And there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So you have to log in 5 days, basically. And after you log in for on 5 separate days, right? Doing 2 for each one, and then you get all their items, and then you can do their subquests and everything. No, because Exo I don't think cares about her acting career. I can kind of see it vaguely, because she was play acting, but it was clearly Sora to me. Just because Sora's the one that I guess has a bit more going on with it. But Exo would bring pizza. That does track, yeah. I can see where it'd be a 50-50. Only for the pizza part. It's decent, 1 out of 10. I was gonna say, that makes more sense. When it said not much to speak about, I thought it was gonna be Texas, but I should have looked at the 1 out of 10, and then that would have made it obvious that it would have been Lapland. So you can't miss a day. I think you can, because it does, it loops, right? So this was yesterday's, but it's coming back in 3 days. So you just have to be here on a certain number of days, effectively. And then I think every so often we'll probably probably at the last week, these all might just open up, would be my guess. Or even if you miss this one, you can probably just do 2 thumbs up on, you can do 4 thumbs up on this one, right? And just get an extra ones. The idea is just you want to just get new ones from everyone. I could have thumbed this up, but I knew who did this. And the idea is you want to unlock everyone so you can get their items, which you can use in their little mini quests. Again, I love this event. Especially the way it's laid out. I think they learned a thing or two from SN. Because they added this. For the people that don't want to do the lore exploring stuff, you can just go this and look at the story. Or you can go this and do the battles. But they have it's just really nice. By the way, earlier today I did as far as I could for both of these, and I'm locked in until I undo more of the map. Which, by the way, for Lavinia, hers made me do this mission, even though I didn't actually finish this yet, so I got spoiled on one of the enemies in here. I was surprised that it let me do this before I could actually beat it, but I guess I have the map unlocked. I thought that was just funny, though. A pizza pie. But yeah, let's go. I got my mint tea, my water, and my extra Pocky that I didn't have to eat yesterday. I didn't have to shove my mouth yesterday. So I think it's gamer time. I think it's story time. Where do we leave off? Texas went back to Syracuse. Lapland's there. And there's a new nomadic city getting built. And the Bologna familia wants to like take control of it, and so there's a lot of shady dealings related to that. That's effectively it. Just don't do chocolate pasta. The Wrath of the Syracusans. But that will give me attack speed or something. I think that's what it did. I got spoiled on a few things in this, unfortunately. One of them is in, like, the event, too. If you go to, like, the event quests, right? I got spoiled. There's a spoiler in there. Don't go to the event quests. You'll get spoiled on the last boss. I believe on the last boss. Either that or something else in the last stage. It sucks. I just... Heads up so no one else does the same thing that I accidentally did. I was like, oh, let me look at this. And I was like, man, now I know what I'm going to have to fight in the last level. This sucks. So, are you ready yet? Stop rushing me. This dress is so tight. You haven't been shoving up on pizza behind my back, have you? What are you even talking about? I only had one extra slice last night. Sora, suck it in. Alrighty, perfect. You good? Done? Come on out already, let me see. Coming. Whoa, you look amazing. You didn't say that again, one pretty lady. If only Texas were here to see you two. Yeah. I knew you had it in you. I knew you had it in you, though, Sora. You made it on stage here in Syracuse mighty quickly. But of course. This time, La Muerte de Texas will be presented in multiple acts. We've already finished rehearsing the first one, and the opening night is the day after tomorrow. If everything goes well, maybe she'll be the one looking for me, rather than the other way around. That could happen. Let me think. Yeah. If it comes to that, I'm definitely going to buy a pizza to slap her face around a bit. Speaking of Texas, I've been talking to the Bologna family. You tell things been awful rough for them lately. Hopefully that ain't getting in her way. She's going to be perfectly fine. Most we can do for her right now is keep faith in her. We ought to rest up for Sora's debut, too. I originally wanted to take a look around the city, but it feels like I've turned into Sora's bodyguard. Bite me. But hey, I've eaten my weight in free food at the theater. Their pizza's not half bad. Things are probably only going to get busier from here on out, so let's go for a walk. Okay. Hey, did you hear? You're talking about Tex, right? Uh-huh. Right. Texas sentenced. Huh? Excuse me. Did you just say something about Texas? Yes, sure did. Are you interested? What happened to Texas? My boyfriend's with Familia Bologna, and I heard it from him. You know how Il Maestro dei Lavori Pubblici was killed a few days ago? Apparently, they found the culprit. The one who did it was the last of the Texas bloodline. I think her name was Selenia or something. No way! They even decided on her court date. It's the day after tomorrow. Signor Lentuzo, we agreed on this meeting, but you've already pushed it back several times. My sincerest apologies, Signor Wallach, but I've had too much to deal with lately. You've already withdrawn a lot of your men from several areas previously under contention with other familiae. I'm worried about you. Glad to see that you're alive and well. It's nothing major, just cutting our losses. I'm quite fond of that prudent side of yours. Don't worry, Familia Rosati has no interest in kicking a man when he's down. But there's one problem that I must reluctantly bring up. It has to be about Texas. Selenia, Texas. Is she back and even one of your bodyguards? Is it really her? What if I say yes? We never knew she was alive this whole time. Back then, it was my father who saved her. I see. This is the old Don's work.
The construction of the new city was, from the very beginning, because of the fate of Salvatore shared with Siracusa. My father only hoped she could return to Siracusa to see the city.
Such as Familia Bologna. Despite knowing full well the significance of the Texas name to Familia Rosati, you still invited her to come back so graciously. Impressive. Truly impressive. I, Hollock, can only offer my admiration.
Again with your jokes.
Jokes? How is any of this a joke? The news that Signora Xelenia is still alive means a great deal to us Rosatis. No matter how the Bologna see it, we're in your debt.
Our two familia will see this new city built, hand in hand. What is there to speak of?
Very good. I love it. By the looks of things, Fratello, you've been waiting for me all this time. So tell me, what is it you want?
Simple. For the Rosatis to stay out of this.
Huh? You want us to stand aside and watch the last Texas go down? That's not going to fly with the boss.
After the trial is over, she'll be held in custody, and you'll still be able to see her.
Just see her?
She's our guest, but she could also be yours.
Alright. It's a deal. Let's talk about pineapple on pizza. Based on experience with pineapple pizza, putting sweet things on pizza isn't bad, but the flavor is mixed well. I've never had it, but it sounds like it'd be interesting to me, honestly. I like pineapple. I like pizza. If it was just cheese pizza with pineapple on it, sounds pretty good, honestly. You kind of taste one or the other. Oh, really? Marshmallow chocolate one need to be different than a normal pizza. Ooh, ew. Yeah, that's the one that I think I got spoiled on. I saw someone talking about the marshmallow chocolate pizza in the story. That sounds actually disgusting, though. Pineapple works because it softens the meat. Oh yeah, if you do like a Hawaiian where it actually has the meat too. I don't know about that personally. I don't like meats on my pizza. I had pepperonis one time and I was like, this sucks. Why do people have pepperoni on it? Ugh. That might be a hot take or something, but it's like, I don't know. I didn't realize that pepperoni was just like basically it's pig, so it's like ham tasty, and I was just like, this is not what I thought pepperoni tasted like for like the longest time, and I was just like, ugh, this is awful. Let's see, yeah, pizza's like cheese, just pure cheese pizza is perfect. You don't need anything else on it. I only do that, or there is a pizza place near me that they do like, you know, they have their own like little blends and everything like that, like their own little pizzas, what have you. There's one where instead of red sauce pizza, it's a white sauce pizza, which I don't know what that means. It's like, I want to say olive oil. I don't know, whatever a white sauce pizza is. But like it's that when it's like oh shoot, what is it? It's like tomatoes, onions, like I don't know, it's a lot different, it's a lot lighter. Cuz it's not like the normal like sauce and cheese. It's just like it's a really light combination, and it's like, ooh, this is nice. I can look it up. Hold on. I actually do want to look this up. I actually don't know what's on it. Hold on. This will be easy. Yeah. Olive oil, minced garlic, mozzarella, fontina, spinach, black olives, green olives, feta, red onions, tomatoes. That's what's on it. I don't get it with the olives, though. I don't like olives. Actually, I don't know that. I don't know if I don't like olives or not. My sister got it, and she gets it without the olives, and she was like, here, try this out. And I tried it, and I was like, damn, this is really good. So I've never had it with olives, but I've never had an olive before in my life, so I trust it. It's good. It's super light, super good. Isn't pepperoni pizza the basic pizza? I would disagree. I would think that cheese pizza is the basic pizza recipe. Pepperoni is adding an extra ingredient. You don't need to add that extra ingredient. Supreme pizza plus jalapenos or ghost pepper. Ooh. I am not a spicy food man. I don't think I could do that. Cheese will literally disappear in a seconds. Yet they insist on cooking twice the amount of pepperoni. I agree. I'm upset with that. Whenever people get more pepperoni than normal cheese, that's so infuriating. Because if you're a cheese person, you don't upgrade to pepperoni. But pepperoni people can always downgrade to cheese. It's unfair. People don't do their planning accordingly. That's infuriating. I know that exact feeling. That's awful. Dimitri, how do you feel about pineapple pizza? So this is when you decide to reveal Selenia. It's certainly unexpected. Was it Lavinia's deal? Was it Lavinia's idea? No. There's no way for her to know that Selenia wasn't the murderer. Knowing her, this isn't a decision she'd make. Could Leon have convinced her? Never mind. In any case, I didn't expect this card to get played. Dimitri, what are we doing now? Time to rob out Selenia? Do you have any idea how many heavies she put down during the chaos that broke out 7 years ago? But an ambush, explosives, or good old-fashioned poisoning. We might have a way. But don't forget to take into account whoever invited her back. Whoever they might be, it undoubtedly was a clever move. Now that things have come to this, we're forced to resort to more brutal methods to put this trial on ice. At the end of the day, our goal is to plunge the city into chaos. From the very beginning, we've been here to provoke Senora Celia. Now, all we're doing is take another step forward. Gotcha. If you ask me, I think there's another option. Who's there? Whatever you're doing sounds like fun. Mind if I join in? Come in. Director, did you hear the news about Texas? I did. Just now. Do you have any clue what's going on behind the scenes? I got the news from Judge Lavinia's own announcement. Lavinia, the judge who helped me. She doesn't seem the type to lie, but... Are you going to postpone your debut? Could you please help me come up with something? I at least want to see her first. And regardless of whether or not your debut can be pushed back, I want to know what happens when you do see her. Signora Sora, I remember you said you came to Syracuse with 2 friends to look for her. You always believed in the woman who you knew, that she was truly who you thought she was. But now, you know her hidden past. You've been forced to learn that the woman you've been chasing might be an entirely different person. So you go see her. What then? What are you going to say to her? And what is she going to say to you? If that's the way things are, then maybe it's all my own fault. Maybe I never knew her well enough. Even if she was clearly keeping something from you. That depends on her reason for doing it. Anyway, Mr. Bernardo, showbiz is a big melting pot, and I've met all kinds. It's way too hard to be the person you claim to be. At least, I don't think I can pull it off. I always think to myself, one day, I'm going to turn into someone I'm not. So, I never expect it from other people. Everybody has their secrets. I do, she does, and I'm sure you do too. If she wants to keep her mask on until the very end, and that's the side she wants me to see, isn't that also genuine in its own way? Absolutely. Also, maybe I didn't express myself clearly enough. I'm not looking for Texas so I can give her a piece of my mind. Not at all. The 4 of us lived together in Lungmen for almost 6 years. 6 years. Precious to me, beyond words. And I sincerely believe they're just as precious to her. Still, she's still left without saying goodbye. Should I be upset over that? I'm not. I'm worried sick about her.
Exia and Croissant would say the same thing. That's why we came here to Syracusa. If she's caught up in some trouble, then we're going to bail her out. If the weight of her past is enough to make her crumble, we'll be there to share that burden with her.
Through many plays, the fate of Familia Texas is known far and wide, even if the rumors of Selena's death were exaggerated. Her past is likely much deeper than you can imagine.
I know. But we haven't heard it from her, directly. She has to tell us what she thinks herself. Only then, if she still decides to part ways with us, after everything we've been through, only then can I say goodbye without a weight on my heart. Only if I try my best can I move on without any regrets. Well, I probably still have some regrets, but they wouldn't be that bad.
You speak with a great deal of wisdom, Signor Sora.
I'm just trying to come up with excuses for Emberado. That's all. But I do feel much better after having talking to you about this. You're right, though. If I went to see her right now, I don't think there's anything I'd be able to do for her.
Actually, I was ready to agree to your request. After the trial, you will see her. I can promise you that.
Really?
But for the time being, you'll have to keep waiting.
Thank you so much. I have to get ready first.
Unfortunately, I won't be there to see your debut in person.
Huh? You're not going to watch?
That's right. I'm afraid I have something important to do that day. But don't worry. I've already prepared the best possible stage for you.
Thank you. I better get going then.
I'll see you.
Bernardo walks over to the shelf and pulls out a book. A legal codex, wrapped in thorns. He remains silent for a long time, until finally, he places a call.
Dimitri, tell her. Just say I agreed.
With a boom, thunder surges outside the window. It seems to augur the heavy rain about to come.
What'd I miss? What'd I miss? The only pizza I ever left is the pepperoni and some barbecue chicken one. Do like ham on pizza more than pepperoni? I've never had ham on it. If it was just pure ham instead of pepperoni, it might be interesting. At some point, maybe I should try just like a pure Hawaiian. Because then I'll get the ham and the pineapple. If I don't like the ham, I can take that off and just try the cheese and the pineapple together. Even though there will still be a ham aftertaste. I always hate that when someone's like, "Oh, just pull it off. It's fine. You won't taste." It's like you do. Things leave their taste behind. Either realistically or just, you know, placebo effecty. Like you can tell. Ghost pepper seasoning at home? It doesn't taste like anything? Wait, what's the point of it then? So if you're eating something spicy, something not spicy, but want spicy food, put ghost pepper on, now it tastes the same, only spicier. Why? Why? That's so terrifying. What the fuck? Like, just anything? Pizza makes sense. Sandwiches depends on the sandwich. Pasta, I think... Ghost pepper pasta? It's fun to say. No, we keep Wisteria. We need mad people in the chat. You need mad people. Just, you need to surround yourself with mad people. Like, Wisteria puts ghost pepper stuff on his pasta. I dip my mozzarella sticks in marinara shot glasses. We're all a little bit crazy here in this hangar. The service crew is filled with all types of weirdos, myself included. Activate endorphins maybe just to get that spice rush. It's like Dune. The spice must flow. The spicy must flow. Where's your tolerance to spicy stuff? hopping up in. Yeah, no problem. I hope good seeing you, Ben. Good job on your polls. And I hope you enjoy the story as much as I've been enjoying it so far. I don't even know what that is. We're all weird in our own ways, Ben. If that's how you want to be weird, then that's how you get to be weird. It's honestly, I don't know what that is. It sounds like because we were talking about spicy food, my brain just immediately thinks that that's like an antacid, but I know that's not. Because the antacid is calcium carbonate. The flu medicine? Wait. Like liquid flu medicine? Really, any medication you shouldn't chew. Because medication is typically designed in a way that you swallow it whole, so then it like will digest in your stomach, and then it will get released then at like its most important part. Unless the medication says that you can chew it, but generally speaking, like you're not supposed to chew medication because that affects its drug release profile. You can go. Oh, I did this earlier because this was part of Penance's little like subquest thing. Extremely bitter tablet for the flu. You're technically not supposed to be doing that. as long as the back of the packaging says it's okay, and as long as it's I mean, it's flu medicine, right? It's not like it's a prescription of some other kind. Draws enemy fire, increases blood debt when defeated. Huh. Wait, enemy fire? What does that mean? I assume it means my fire. I assume it means like he has taunt, but it's just weird. It says enemy. What's on my mouth? Oh! There we go. Forgot about that. This is a piece of Pocky. Yesterday when we did rolls for this character, we used up all our saved rolls. And it was that every time I did a roll, I had to put a piece of Pocky in my mouth, which I have right here. And then I obviously updated it. Here, considering I have a piece of Pocky in my mouth, I should have a piece of Pocky in my mouth. I deserve it. Ah. There we go. I'm not gonna put all 25 of them in my mouth like I did last time. These are good though. They're cookies and cream too. I got these for, I mentioned it yesterday, but I got these for a Secret Santa gift this year. I was gonna say the other year. I don't know. Technically it was the other year. It was 2022, not 2023. I didn't have 25, I had 15. God, I'm glad I wasn't 25. Oh, no. You. I was not paying attention. There we go, we're good. You like the flavor? That is a little bit weird. What happened? Wait. Oh no, I wasn't paying attention. Did someone leak from the one thing? Yeah, cookies and cream is good.
You made a fool out of me!
Sorry, Ifrit. Cookies and cream, cookie dough, anything with cookies in it is good. Cookie flavoring is like the greatest invention of mankind. Don't even get me started on Cookie Crisp. It's a madman's idea, but God, if it's not beautiful. What do I want to do? No, this needs to be, you can go here. I need to just put a lot of arts damage here, I think. People think I'm weird for liking mint ice cream the most. Why is that weird? No. That's fine. Mint is a great flavor as well. I'm drinking mint tea right now, right? Like, mint is just like it's refreshing. As soon as you put that stuff on your tongue, it's just like, oh. It's light, it's airy, it's like perfect. We'll double up here because then Texas can use her stun, and it's great. It's great. Tastes like toothpaste. My brother in Christ, what toothpaste you using? Yeah, I don't get that either. I don't use mint toothpaste anymore. I use like, I like toothpaste that just tastes like toothpaste. Like the most nondescript toothpaste imaginable, but it has like good like effects on your teeth. Like I have the, what is it? Arm & Hammer something. Some kind of Arm & Hammer brand. I definitely recommend it, by the way. Arm & Hammer, please sponsor me. I will shill your toothpaste. It legitimately has me feeling like refreshing and great every time I use it. I'm very big on dental. I'm big on mental health too, but dental health is really important. Go get yourself some Arm & Hammer toothpaste. Go floss at least once a day. Floss is expensive, by the way, though. I ran out of floss. I had to go get floss. It's $10 for a 2-pack of floss. That means it's $5 for a pack of floss. That's actually fucked up. Right? I'm not the only one thinking this, right? Why is string like teeth string $5? It doesn't make sense. Maybe I didn't go to the right store to get the floss or something. I don't know. I'm not gonna like. But it was just like, oh, I should use you to kill. Yeah. It was just really weird. I was just like, damn, this is expensive. That ain't right. That ain't right. Your Oreo eating? Yes, your Oreo's in water. I will never forget that. Oreos in water is a beautifully cursed combination. I get the reasoning too. Because you want it just for the texture, right? Like, I get it. But Zaya, excuse me. Please tell me you're just making stuff up and not like saying that you do this, because that's actually a little suspect. That's like probably the worst thing I've heard. That orange juice. Orange juice and ugh. Like orange juice to drink with a bowl of cereal that has milk in it. Sure, I get that. That's fine. But using orange juice in place of milk for your cereal, that's suspect. That's also kind of fucked up behavior. Oh. Kid's Crest. I guess that works. I was saying, what is a kid's toothpaste anyway? Like, does it only work on baby teeth? It doesn't make sense to me. Why have a specific? I guess it's marketed towards kids, so then parents get that for, I don't know, whatever reason. Instead of milk, yeah, that's messed up. That's a terrifying idea, to have a bowl full of orange juice with your cereal. What's a Jaffa cake? I've heard of a Jaffa cake, but I don't know what a Jaffa cake is. It doesn't hurt your mouth. No toothpaste should be hurting your mouth. Hold on, wait a minute. No toothpaste should be hurting your mouth. I am concerned about your dental hygiene right now, Harmonica. Alcohol pain feel of mouthwash? What the? That's terrifying. Maybe people's like mouth chemistries are different, and so they all react to different things, right? Like there's the what is it? There's a certain like gene or whatever that makes, what is it, cilantro taste like soap? Is that the one? So I wonder if it's like the same thing where like certain alcohols or mouthwashes or minty stuff will make you like feel pain. Oh, that's interesting. I've never thought about that. Not as bad if swallowed. I feel like most aren't bad if swallowed. I mean, you shouldn't be, as long as you're not swallowing in major amounts. Like, as long as you're, like, spitting out afterward. Like, you can, most things are, like, made with, like, a little bit of, like, oh, you might swallow this, right? It's like gum. Like, if you swallow a piece of gum, you're not gonna die. But if you swallow, like, 80 pieces of gum, it's like, that's a little, like, suspect. So I assume it's the same thing with, like, mouthwash or toothpaste, where it's like, you can have a little toothpaste as a treat, right? I like to take my toothpaste, I put it on my Oreo cookie, and I eat it as a treat. Hold on. $1 million idea. Feel free to steal this. Oreos, but instead of the cream in the middle, it's toothpaste. That way, it cleans your teeth when you're eating it. Write that down. Feel free to steal that. Chocolate and orange rind cakes. Oh, is that what a Jaffa cake is? Huh. That's true. Young children don't know that, so it's probably you get a lot bigger. Like it's a lot safer to swallow, I guess. Oh, and it's probably not as strong too, because also like it doesn't need to be as strong because your children teeth are gonna fall out, so they don't need to be like as protected. Maybe. I don't know. That might be reaching a little bit too far on my train of thought there, because like I feel like even if your children's teeth are gonna fall out, they could still get like gum disease or something that will actually like affect the grown-up tooth behind it. I've never thought so much about children's toothpaste until now. The more you know, or don't. As far as she was concerned, she's always lived life the exact same way. But to other people, yeah, excuse me, she was just like a Syracusan. Was she just like a Syracusan? She didn't know. All she remembers is what she once said to her grandfather. People who keep going on and on about how life in Syracuse is nobler, or about life in Columbia is nobler, are full of it. To which he laughed heartily. The high-profile case of Ministro Karachi's assassination is about to be heard in court. But it seems that only a small number of invitees are being allowed inside the courtroom for security reasons. Everyone else is waiting around the Rione della Guistia for the outcome of the trial. The courthouse is encircled by guards, but nevertheless, a large crowd is formed. It appears the death of Ministro Karachi has touched the hearts of the citizenry. We will continue to report on this situation as it develops, so stay tuned. Sora, are you ready? Mm-hmm. You two can go, if you want, while I'm performing. That's alright. Even if we showed up, it's not like we'd be able to get in. Yeah, all we can do is sit tight and wait for the verdict. And you break a leg out there. Don't worry about me. I'm already in the right headspace. Sora, are you ready? Almost time for curtain. Be right there. Volsini Courthouse. Just like Better Call Saul, legal drama. Quiet, please. Court is now in session. The outcome of today's trial will be made public to all citizenry of Volsini. The case being heard today is the assassination of Ministro dei Lavori Pubblici Caracci. Bring the defendant to the stand. So that's Texas?
Look at the color of her eyes and hair. There's no mistaking it. She's a Texas.
How is she still alive?
She murdered Karachi?
Silence! Selenia, Texas. You were present at the murder of Ministro Karachi. I was. I planted the bomb and detonated it as Il Ministro dei Lavori Pubblici was walking by. She straight up admitted it? This is the last Texas? How the mighty have fallen. What was your motive? I had none. Who gave you the order? No one. In other words, you acted alone. Yes. Impossible! How'd you get your hands on a bomb? And when did you have the opportunity to plant it? Does that matter? Did you come to take revenge for Familia Texas? No. But, Your Honor, I've confessed to everything. I believe there's no need for these two mafiosi in the juror's box to be so rowdy. How dare you! Can we just skip all the boring procedures? Huh? Leon, what are you still doing here? I thought you'd be at the courthouse. Is it really so surprising, Dimitri? Would you like a drink? Let's skip the morning booze. I'll prepare some refreshing fruit juice for you. Get me a whiskey, the strongest we have. And then, answer my question. How'd you guess? Simple.
The attack on me and the assassination of Karachi both prove that someone wants the Dodici Familiae at each other's throats. And as Lavinia is a Bologna spokeswoman on the topic, she can't be allowed to find the murderer, or she would be able to bring the situation under control. Therefore, now that Lavinia has arrested Selenia, the other side can't let the trial proceed. So, what has happened to Lavinia? Fortunately, things didn't work out for you.
You might not have realized it yet, but she's already influenced you a great deal. It's making you question your decisions more and more. And though her influence on you, and through her influence on you, she might come to believe that she's capable of something. Have to nip that fight of fancy in the bud.
Funny how you talk all confident-like.
Actually, Leon, doing this brings me no joy or peace of mind. I didn't want to wait to the very end to tell you the outcome and force you to accept it. So, it's just like you said. Fortunately, things didn't work out for me.
But they didn't stop you. We can take all the time in the world settling this score. Speaking of which, the safest option even, was to have Selenia die mysteriously on the eve of the trial, but that didn't happen. Proving that the other side is afraid of her. After all, even if we set aside her being the last Texas, she's still a guest of the Dawn. In other words, the only ones willing to let this opportunity slip by are from this familia. Lo and behold, nobody made any attempts on Selenia's life yesterday.
What if the other side anticipated your trap and purposely held off?
If they're set on challenging Senora Celia's authority, you'd expect there to be a lot of commotion. So, I did a bit of research into which familia have been the most active over the last couple of days. And it turns out, you, Dimitri, are behind this.
I must admit, I didn't expect Senora Selenia to stand trial for someone else's crime. I figured it wouldn't make a bit of difference whether or not she was involved in our plan, but by the looks of things, I really should have thought that part through.
Don't be too hard on yourself. If she didn't come out and say she was fine bearing the stain of this crime, I wouldn't have thought of it either.
So in that case, you should show her your gratitude.
Of course, I will. But before that, I have to ask, why, Dimitri?
Isn't it obvious? I'm the traitor in the familia.
I'd be more willing to believe that everyone else is the traitor before you. If I can't trust you, then who?
Leon, what do you think about this new nomadic city?
Obviously, it's a new way of dividing up the spoils. Whoever's the last laugh will be the big winner.
Sure, but I see it more as a testing ground for Senora Celia. Let the Dodici Familia fight amongst each other here in the name of building a new city. The new generation of cubs vent their repressed violence, while the old wolves turn their eyes to a new prize. Pretty great, huh? With Columbia's return to the fold, the stagnant cesspool that is Syracuse gets a new lease on life. No matter who wins in the end, it all works out for the woman at the top of Grey Hall, Senora Celia.
Wait, you don't mean?
Done a great job these past few years. You suppressed the other familiae and took control of Il Ministro dei Lavori Pubblici. Things keep going that way, the Bolognas will get the last laugh. But what will it accomplish? Our familia gets absolute control over the new nomadic city, and after that, it's back to business as usual.
And you want more than that? Or rather, he wants more than that?
Since Grey Hall was established, since the Dodici Familiae were prohibited from warring against one another, who has ever really been in conflict, and who has ever really been content? We used to be hungry, unscrupulous wolves, and the struggles between our familiae were bloody and endless. But now, the newest generation of cubs is all nice and comfy in their shackles. They're used to coexisting with other familiae. They find solutions to conflicts. They argue with each other in Grey Hall over what you call dividing up the spoils. We never did any of that. No need to.
So we went to overthrow the Grey Hall. But how?
One individual has allowed the Familia to act independently, but she'll never permit them to violate her ironclad law. There can't be any fighting in broad daylight. We were about to win, and only under these conditions could our sudden fall from power get the attention of the jealous Familia. Wolves fight. That's nature. They don't hold back at the smell of blood, no matter how domesticated they've become. They tear into each other, claws, fangs, and all. That's how we get this particular individual to step out of Grey Hall. And we'll be waiting for that one moment. Crack. The crisp sound of a glass shattering echoes across the empty room. The pup is unaware of the wounds caused by the splinters. We'll get the last laugh, Leon. And when we do, we'll control more than just a new city. We'll have all of Siracusa. That's what your father, Bernardo Bologna, who single-handedly made the Bolognes the most powerful of the Dodici Familiae, wants for us. You're wrong. Huh. I haven't stopped you. Or I guess I should say, you still have a backup plan, then. You knew that from the very beginning that you'd be found out. So, you waited here for me on purpose. The reason I'm here is because I figured you had to face up to your anger. I owe you an apology, both as your closest friend and as your soldier. I don't expect you to forgive me, but I at least want you to know that I didn't sleep well doing what I did. Stop talking like you're giving me a victory speech. I lost, Leon. Really. But maybe this is just the kind of place Siracusa is. Just maybe the Don's ambitions were right. Just as I was about to admit defeat, she appeared. Who? A lunatic.
Tell me, Gambino, can you guess the best way to ruin somebody's day?
Take his head clean off, right?
What do you think, Capone? Kill his friends and family. Kill them one by one. Sit them down. Turn into a sideshow with the pictures. That's why I always say you two will never amount to anything.
Let's hear your bright idea.
His faith, my friends. His faith.
You destroy his faith?
Destroy? No. How could you destroy a man's faith with your hands? That can't be done. But you give him a gentle push, and let him watch his faith fall right out of the sky. And then, whoosh! Crash! It shatters into a million little pieces. How do you get a man to shatter his face so easily? Oh, no. You misunderstand me. Faith is pure and clean, but life is filthy. So easily? I bet the question is, how could it be hard? So, does this have something to do with us getting you that truck?
I get it. You're gonna run over that judge, shake Texas up, right?
Does she come across as the kind of woman who'd break down over one dead judge?
What are you gonna do then? You're the Lapland who was exiled from Familia Saluzzo. Why are you here in Volsini? Wait, how'd you even get back in Siracusa?
You know how the Bolognes have a connection with Selenia that nobody knows about? I got me a connection with that Saluzzo name that make you rich.
So you're here on their behalf.
You could say that. By the way, I think you should probably put the weapons you have under the table. Dying here won't do you or your plans any good. Let's make a deal, Bologna Cub. You want the case dismissed, don't you? I can help with that.
Is that what Albert Saluzzo wants?
I'm his daughter. I know him better than anyone. Haven't you been dying to find out exactly what I'm doing back in Syracuse? It's simple. I need her to understand that Syracuse is a swamp. You don't get to just wage your way out. That goes for all of us. As such, you confess to having committed all the aforementioned acts. I was. Very well. I hereby proclaim that Selenia, Texas is guilty of murdering Ministro Cracci, Ministro dei Lavori Pubblici. I pronounce you... What's going on? What's that sound? Anyone else hear that? Is it an engine? But we're in a courthouse. How could that... For the mafiosi of yesteryear, the unspoken rules were held above all else. Signora Cilia placed the shackles of the law around the necks of the familiae. Thus, a court of law was erected in every Syracusan city. In Syracuse, the courts stand for Grey Hall's will, and the judges are executors of Signora Cilia's will. The judges inevitably find themselves controlled by the familiae, sometimes even submitting to them. However, every judge knows there is one line that cannot be crossed. They must prevent fights between the Dodici familiae. Just as the Dodici all know their every move is always under the watchful eye of Signora Cilia. Thus, a delicate balance of power is established through the courts. But now... a declaration of contempt for Signora Cilia. A mockery of the very laws of Syracuse. With an engine's roar squeezed between bouts of high-pitched laughter, a truck rips through the wall. And even after crashing its way inside, the engine does not stop. As if proclaiming to others, this is no mere accident, but rather by design. Ah! What's going on? What's a truck doing here? Who's the driver? Get out of there this instant. Not bad. Now that's the face I wanted to see. Who the hell are you? Ah, yes. Buongiorno, signore e signori. Allow me to introduce myself. My name is Lapland Saluso. Saluso? I am also Karachi's true assassin. Breaking news. Just now, someone drove a truck into the courtroom. The woman who carried out this jaw-dropping deed just identified herself as Lapland Saluso, and she claims to be the one who really assassinated Karachi. At present, Judge Lavinia has suspended the trial and detained this individual. We will continue to track the latest developments, so don't go anywhere. When people no longer recognize the stench of blood as blood, it becomes a natural part of society. Let this be a poignant wake-up call. In a city where even the sewers are choked with conspiracy and spilled blood, such fascinating developments can still take place. Oh, wolf with a yearning for the wilderness, you never fail to surprise. But, will you break free of your shackles? That I do wish to see. Lapland Saluso? What do you think I said? Over a dozen mobsters lie on the ground, howling. The only one still standing is a girl holding a longbow. I never knew city wolves were this weak. Agnes was right. She pauses briefly, then suddenly turns to sniff the air. It's coming from the direction of the warehouse. Are there other wolves from the wilds in the city? No, this is not the scent of the wilderness, but it's very close to it.
Oh, you weren't asking for her last name. I thought you were like Lapland what? As in like Lapland who? That's for, I mean, honestly, Lapland is the Joker of the Italian mafia, of the Syracuse mafia, it feels like almost. Because I want to know what her plan is. Yeah, it's very... I think I honestly just feels like she's just trying to like sow chaos. I don't know if she's like trying to do something else, but it just feels like she's just sowing chaos, honestly, at this moment. Probably to like bring back the old ways. I mean, she's always been a little bit, right? Like I have no idea. Toothpaste Oreo tagline: between the sugar and toothpaste, the end result is a wash. That's so stupid. I was gonna say, yeah, it's basically she's just like the anti-Texas. She just hates Texas, or I don't even know if hate is the right word. Hate seems almost like too. It's just like it's the Joker obsession, effectively, where it's just like she wants to just ruin whatever Texas has. Yeah, hates isn't the right word. Just like it's a weird obsession, yeah. Looks like my mission from the Familiars. Oh shit, I didn't even see that. What is this? Familia short sword, a short sword that bears testament. Oh, because I upvoted his play. A gift from father to son, representing the acknowledgement and expectations of the man who was both his father and Don of the Familia. The other thing that I was surprised at, actually, I didn't connect this at all, but Bernardo, who is the playwright that Sora is like working with for, that's his papa. I don't know if they mentioned that earlier, but it only clicked for me now. I mean, they're wearing like the same outfit, so it's not like the most, like, it's not hidden at all, but I was just like, oh wow, it finally like clicked for me. By the way, that one wolf, the one that I just do like a normal voice for, that's like his friend that has like the red hair, that has like, I pointed out yesterday, he has the like Rhodes Island Originium thing. He also, let me go back to this real quick. Where's story? Story. Wait, where's the story button? Oh, you have to do it like through this, I think. There we go. This. I wanna show something real quick that I noticed. It does the radio. Look, is that the executor symbol? Like the class tag for it? Because I know I saw this before and I was like, oh, he might be a future op. But then I saw this just now and I was like, wait a minute. Let me look at that actually real quick. You operator, because I have a high class executor right here. Close, it's close. Because it's not a dagger. His thing is like an 8 or like links or chains or something like that. Okay. Okay, never mind. Chain. It looks vaguely similar though, right? Instead of a sword, it's just a chain. I don't know all the like specialist subclass, so maybe there is one with a chain, or maybe it's a new thing. But I was just like, I noticed like he had the collar or the cufflinks or whatever, and that today, and I was like, makes you think, huh? Could be a new subclass, yeah. Whenever they make Il Siracusano 2. How many things do I have to... 7? These things are really cool. I really want... because he's a 6-star too. Vigil I think is a 6-star op, just like Lumen. But you have to like do the quest for it. She cannot properly function like a... She cannot properly function like a proper K. Cut open. Lapland goes to jail in Texas's place. Liantuzo sees the Signore de Lupi, and Sora realizes that the member of the audience she spoke with was the author of La Morte de Texas. Aha! If she's talking about Ben, I kind of figured that one out. That was something where I was like, Ben is probably just the author. He just knows like way too much about it. No one told me about this. Me neither. She act on her own? Don't worry about it. I chose to let her do it. Don Alberto, but why? A gold coin can mean very different things in different circumstances. The Bellones will not have their way. What's a little smirch on our reputation if it means we can cut another piece of flesh off Bernardo? Understood. What should we do now? Prepare my car. I'm going to see my daughter. Yes, Don Alberto. By the way, where is Dan Brown now? Dan Brown? I think he's working at the car wash. Give me the address. You calling him back? I never permitted him to leave the Familia. Understood. And prepare a banquet. For? A feast for the heir to Familia Bellone. They're just gonna break him out. I've been here before. Wait a minute. They just reused this. Let me go. We caught the assassins thanks to Lapsland tip-off. They've been identified as having taken part in Leon Tuzo's assassination. Do you two know her? Hey. None of the good ever comes out of dealing with you, Lapland. Look on the bright side. It's not every day that you get to sit in a Syracusan cell. Lock them up. Yes, Yana. You were the one who waylaid Selenia and ordered the bombing of Karachi. Is that still your story? You sir are persistent, aren't you? Don't you and Bellone want to get this case closed as quickly as you can? Does it matter if it was me or Texas who did it? You really should hang me, Your Honor. I'm just a pawn my familia cast aside. Surely you can do it. Imagine the positive impact my death will have on justice in Syracuse. Isn't it worth a try? I don't know what you're planning. But I'll do exactly that if you really are the culprit, Lapland Salusa. First, there's someone I have to see. Welcome back, Don Bernardo. Take a break. You've been working too hard. Yes, Don Bernardo. Not happy. How could I be? Come with me. There are some things you have to know. Why did you bring me here? My lord. Bernardo, are you asking me to tame your unruly cub now? He just needs to understand something. What are you? I am Il Signore de Lupi, cub. Leontuso feels a daze at the word Signore de Lupi. Fragments of knowledge and memory rush into his mind and take shape. The Signore de Lupi, sovereign of beasts. Beings that were never born. They have existed since time immemorial. Zaro is a sovereign of beasts. He and his kind had borne witness to the path that the wolf pack tread on the wilderness. They are engaged in a killing game, guided by their own nature. The Signore de Lupi are immortal. They gain no satisfaction from fighting amongst themselves, so they have set rules for their game. Each Signore de Lupi grooms a human to hunt the others. These are the fangs of the Signore de Lupi. The one with the last fang standing becomes the alpha. Signore de Lupi,
The hunt. Fangs. Could it be?
Your father has been an excellent Fang. Howdy, Zephyr. I assume the X is silent. Howdy. We're just working through the story right now.
Welcome, sit back and enjoy. Rubio, Don Alberto is holding a banquet for Familia Bologna. We'll need the best food. Could it really be Salusa?
Rubio?
No, it's nothing. Let me think. Ordinary hospitality won't do when the Bolognas are involved. Please inform Don Alberto that it would be my honor to prepare the banquet personally. I eagerly await his response.
In Colombia, a show of kindness by a mafioso often results in the subject becoming a chip in a bargain. The more one cares, the higher the cost. In Syracuse, the subject may take their last breath on a dark, rainy street. The more one cares, the greater the pain. One must become cold and heartless. Texas knows that well, and detests it. I'm sorry. No need to apologize to me. You can leave after some paperwork if you want. Procedurally, you are no longer a suspect. I'm not worried. It's quieter here in jail. Haven't you given up yet? Do you really think your old friend did it? It's her style, but I don't see the motive. Then it's not time to give up. Signorina Lavina, Familia Rosati sends word that Senora Wallach would like to speak with Senora Silinia. Well, no rest for the wicked, then. Lavinia realizes that Texas put something in her pocket as she passed by. She reaches into it and finds a note. There's a phone number and a short message scribbled in a corner. Penguin Logistics delivers, rain or shine. Signor, if you have to sleep, can you at least put your legs down? Talking to me? Who else? How could you sleep in a theater? And to put your feet up like that. How rude.
I'm not blocking you, am I?
No, but it's really off-putting to have someone so rude beside me.
Alright, I'll pull my legs down.
Hey, why do you have food with you? We don't sell food here.
Yeah, I bought it at the corner store since you don't sell popcorn here.
Is it your first time here?
A friend suggested I come here to relax.
What do you think of the performance?
I don't really understand what's going on. Why are they doing that?
Escort this gentleman out. He's not welcome here.
Hey, I bought a ticket.
Give him a refund.
Right away. Come with us, senor. Get the hell out. Say, I saw him when the show started. I thought he was some rich boy out to experience society. Turns out it was a Porcazo who knows nothing about the opera. Did you like what they were doing on stage? Of course. Actors look nice. And the songs were beautiful. Is that what they call art? Stick to the bars, pleb. Oh yeah, here's your ticket money. Don't you dare say we took it. What's that? You want to do this the hard way? Hey! This guy's strong. I need some help here.
Something's not right with his eyes.
Ah, my arm! It's gonna break! Huh, oh, hold it right there.
Just let it go. Don't waste your time with a Kaza like that. Come on, let's get you bandaged up.
Sorry, Senor Lavina.
Doesn't look like this is something for me. Guess I should go find a bar and get myself drunk and spend the night at the porno theater.
Want a drink?
Dan Brown looks in the direction the voice came from. He sees a man leaning by the side of the alley, shaking a bottle in his hand. I want an explanation, Lapland.
Isn't this what you wanted? Help the Bellones when they're at their weakest, control them, and dominate them, rather than destroy them.
I thought I taught you. I taught you what to do in times like this.
Oh, I forget. It's been years since I left, you know.
I can have you ignoring the business I gave you, or you going against me. You're my daughter, after all. I'm a forgiving man, but I can't let you go over my head to make decisions for the Familia. Even if you did exactly guess what I wanted to do. I am Dawn of our Familia. 7 years ago, I kicked you out for this. 7 years later, and you came back and did it again. You knew it would infuriate me. You knew it was the only thing that could infuriate me. Why did you do it, Filia Mia?
Because nothing else brings me joy, Padre mio. I wanted to know if it's really your position that matters most. I've always wanted to know.
Lapland raises herself from the ground with great effort. Her face is full of joy, as though this was what she came back to Syracuse for.
Time's up, boss.
That'll be all for today.
That's all.
You defied me. But you're still my daughter. You know what I want, better than anyone. All you're missing is discipline. It's my fault for not educating you properly. But there's still time.
So all the Signor de Lupi live among us.
No. He's the only one who involves himself in human society. The rest of them stay out in the wilderness.
Why?
He believes that the authority over man is a form of power. And he wants to use it to triumph over the other Signori de Lupi.
So he wants you to overthrow Signor Cilia and become de facto ruler of Syracuse and help him win his fight with his kind. You, me, the entire familia, we're all tools to him. Did you think I was going to accept that? How could you accept being a puppet your entire life?
Figlio mio, there's one thing you've misunderstood. He taught me how to win power, just as I taught you. Using it to defeat the other things is just a part. Every decision I made, including what I'm doing now, is my own.
How can you be so sure?
No.
He's serious. Look at him. The strength of his character. He's no puppet.
We're each other's tools, instruments for a mutual victory. That's all.
Boss, the Saluzos has sent their invitation. Don Alberto would like Senor Leon to attend his banquet. Lost count of how many times you sighed today, Sora. Can't be helped, considering what happened at the trial. How about we raid the prison? You lost your damn mind. At least we get to see her. I wouldn't recommend it. What are you doing here, Miss Katarina? That's my line, Sora. Oh, what are you here? Why are you out here? It's dangerous. I live nearby. You do? Did you get scammed? It's fine. She's got me an Exia. Who's this, Sora? Oh, I met Katarina a few days ago over at the theater. Well, I guess it's fine if you have friends you can count on. What about you? Oh, don't worry about me. A noisy place like this is conducive to my creative work. Creative work? Say, the playwright behind La Muerte de Texas is named Katarina too. Could you be? Mm-hmm. No wonder you knew so much about the Texas family. I read that one. Even I could tell it's one humdinger of a script. Can I get your autograph? Sure. Not that it's worth anything right now. La Muerte de Texas is going to be a blockbuster. You can bet on that. Thank you. Back to what you just said. You look like you can take care of yourselves, and they wouldn't put it past you to actually get it done, if it was any other Syracusan prison. But things aren't so easy here in Volsini with Lavinia around. The eyes of all the familia are on that place. You don't know what trouble you might stir up if you act rashly. Just kidding around. You didn't look like you were. May I ask a question? Okay. Do you know Selenia well? Sit. There's an unwritten rule in art and writing. You can base your work on the familia, but you can't mention her familia by name. I heard that. But somebody put La Muerte de Texas out there. The first work to use the name of real familia. And that means the familiae aren't trying to stay in the shadows anymore. They're out to take center stage. All thanks to Colombians. Lots changed since the Colombians got mixed up in the Syracusan art scene. Unscrupulous artists, or rather, craftsmen, pumped out work that's starting to stink. They're not making observations about life. They're making pale imitations of it. As long as audiences are willing to shell out money for it. Just a mosaic of pop culture. Whatever was popular yesterday shows them in theaters tomorrow. Real quality is buried under garbage, which becomes all you find when you look for art. Isn't that terrible? If it's what everybody likes, then what you call art sounds like garbage. Something like that. But not everyone. There are those who would like to keep good art from being buried, but they don't know how to fight the tide. The old-timey opera didn't appeal to me. But you never escaped the past, did you? Who are you? Benthenegosius. You'll find my name in the review section of Volsini Arts Weekly. Ben. Just call me Ben. Ben. I've got my thoughts about what Syracuse has become. People up high say we ought to solve our problems in more civilized ways. But when I try to do something all civilized, things turn out the same as they always did. Why do we fool ourselves like that? We don't actually have to. The familia know how things are trending, but no one wants to give what they already have. Want a drink? Wine's not cheap. It's not. And this is a cheap pizzeria. It is. Why pay a wine like that with a pizza like that?
because the wine is worth the same as the pizza to me. The wine is certainly finely made, but just as much care was put into growing the wheat that ended up in this pizza. Is there really that much of a difference in value between them, if you take away the trappings of civilization? Do you believe in these things? Trappings of civilization? Like the label on this wine. Slap it on something and you're free to feed on the people whom you fooled. What's up, Raizune? Status is good. It took 94 polls, I think. Somewhere in the 90s, I want to say. 80s, 90s, something like that. I have 96 whatchamacallits. The little headhunting things. 96, but I was able to get a Penance and Texas, so perfect. If you get the rate-ups, I'm leaving. I'm sorry, Raizune. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. How was your thing? Bye, Raizune. See you next time. Yeah, I did them yesterday. It's all because I had that. It's all because I had that one video. What's up, Nukiashi? Enjoy your lurking. So Selenia fled to Lungmen, and you are her friends. Hard to believe, isn't it? No, I believe it. Really? First, there's no need for you to lie. Second, I always thought there was a chance she was still alive. Now I understand why she suddenly showed up. I guess she made a deal with the Ballones, and now she's here to pay her debt. It definitely sounds like her. But what a coincidence it is that you found the Compagnia de la. Or perhaps it was no coincidence. What's special about that company? Nothing. It's nothing. The Compagnia del Alba? I feel like I should learn how to pronounce that. Is a good place to start if you want to get close to Familia Bologna. But, well, come with me. What's this place? It's my home. Wow. Books and papers everywhere. Sorry about that. I didn't have time to clean up. Take this, Sora. A key? Yes. It can be dangerous outside. Come here if you want to practice. It's quieter, and I have plenty of scripts you can look at. But just think of it as making you a new friend. Alright. Cute. Okay, so Ben was not it was the other one. I wasn't sure it was gonna be Ben was the director or her. I was leaning towards Ben, but I guess I was wrong. I wonder if Ben is a Fang. The way that Ben talked about like the trappings of civilization, and like they're talking about civilization like being like only one of the wolves is like actually part of like human society. So Luna Cub is probably one of the like the fangs of like the Dark Shadow Wolves. We got Lapland. So we can do her stuff too. Bepe's craft. Oh, that's the actual mission. Oh shit. Back alley. Did I look at I looked at all those. I haven't looked at these ones yet. Never go into a back alley alone. Every Syracusan child gets this half advice, half plea from their parents. Poor residents live here. A lot of things happen here, but the judges don't pay any extra attention to it. Cool. Let's go to Bepe's. Old laws cannot be shaken without the courage to abandon and sacrifice. The owner of the shop claims to be a nobody. But if an establishment never gets any solicitations from a familia, everyone already knows what's going on. Let's do this one, and then we'll do our little recruits and our free daily poll and mess around with that. Though I consider the possibility that Lu and Tuzo was trying to pull a fast one on me behind my back, my suspicions were confirmed the moment I saw you. You're the real deal, flesh and blood Texas. Allow me to introduce myself. I'm Warlock of Familia Rosati.
You're Colombian.
Of course. Most associates of Familia Rosati are. So, how'd you enjoy prison life here?
There was nothing special about it.
Strange. Logically, you never should have spent so long in jail in the first place. Just what was Bologna thinking?
Is there something unusual about obeying the law?
The law? What do the courts here in Syracuse have to do with the so-called law? Look at it this way. In most Syracusan cities, standing trial and going to jail is a common coming-of-age ritual for a young mafioso. After that, his familiar associates go pick him up like a warrior returning home triumphant. Everything on the surface here is meaningless to those who live by the underworld's ways.
What's your point?
You grew up in Colombia. Do I need to spell it out for you? A complete joke. There's no other way to say it. But that's why we were able to establish ourselves so easily.
Do you enjoy talking politics?
You obviously don't. To be honest with you, I'm not a fan either. I'll get to the point then. Why aren't you dead?
None of your business.
Fine. Let me ask you a different question then. Why'd you come back?
Didn't Leontuza tell you already? I owe the Blondes a favor.
So, let me get this straight. You knew the Bolognes wanted to bring you back to deal with those Rosatis, but you still went along with it?
I didn't know that until I got here, but you could say that.
Your bluntness makes me wonder if there's something wrong with me, last of the Texases. Are you going to tell me that you forgot the Texas name used to rule all of Colombia's familiae, large and small? That your grandfather, Salvador, was the lodestar for every associate of every familia in Colombia?
What the Texas left behind has nothing to do with me.
Nothing to do with you.
Wallach smashes his fist into the coffee table next to him, and fresh blood begins to seep from his fingers. He does not seem to realize it.
You're the Selena Texas, the granddaughter of Salvador. As long as you live, those things have everything to do with you. The mere mention of your name at a Rosati table forces us to change the way we do things. Texas was our pride. Do you know how much effort Giovanna put in to reunite the remaining Colombian familia so that Salvador's blood and sweat would not go to waste? Do you have any idea what it was like to finally give in to Senora Cilia, traveling thousands of miles to go from Colombia to Syracuse? In order to survive, we even gave up the technology to build a nomadic city, basically letting Syracuse construct a new one for free. That was all because of the fall of Texas. It left us no choice but to accept this reality. And now you, the last of the Texas, deign down to set foot here like you own the damn place. Claiming that you have nothing to do with all of this. That you're just here to pay off a debt. You even go so far as to stand against us. You owe the Bolognes? That you're even alive means you owe a much bigger debt to the Colombian familiae.
I might owe Giovanna an explanation, but I don't owe a thing to the Colombians. After I settle my accounts with the Bolognes, I'm leaving Syracuse.
You think we'll take your word for it? Your very existence shakes the foundations of Familia Rosati.
Where's Giovanna?
What?
I'm asking, why are you here instead of Giovanna?
I speak for her.
She wouldn't, for example, grovel at Senora Cilia's feet. Same as she wouldn't send a representative to meet me.
You think you know her so well.
Judging from your expression, looks like I'm right.
Isn't that unlucky? Turns out I'm the one who doesn't know enough about the legendary Texas. I always thought I was a pretty good actor.
You're not bad. But you speak eloquently at a great lengths about Siracusa, as if you've seen through the country for what it is. It feels very familiar to me. I wouldn't keep doing that if I were you.
Why not?
Because it proves you don't understand this place well enough. But you are right about one thing. Now that I'm back, I should go have a chat with Giovanna.
You won't be seeing her. Sorry about this, last of the Texases. You're too much like a Syracusan. No. You are a Syracusan. Through and through. So I can't let you see the Donna. You'll shake her. You'll shake others too. You bring ruin to a great many things. So, please turn back. Go close the deal you have the Bolognas, and then crawl back wherever you came from. You're free to do what you want from here. But, I'll ask you to bear one thing in mind. Familia Rosati does not welcome you.
Texas stands up and walks towards the door. Unconsciously, the would-be assassins part and make a way for her. She looks around, reading anger, bewilderment, disgust, confusion, and other emotions in the eyes of the Colombians. This is what her surname brings to the table. Texas. She lets out a sigh and exits the room.
I know, I love this event, Nukiashi. It's great. I've been waiting for this. I love it. I love it. I love it. What an unexpected guest.
I went to see Bernardo.
I've already warned you several times before not to call the Don by his first name, Senora Lavina.
You know where he is, don't you?
Give me one reason why I should tell you.
If standing here listening to you mock me from your position as the big winner is enough to get you to tell me, I'll gladly play along.
The big winner, huh? Whatever. It's not like you knowing will do any harm. The Don already left for the Saluzzo mansion. You won't be able to see him. If you want to stir up trouble in his household, then that's on you. But if the Don has decided to open discussion with the Saluzzos, I suggest you don't stick your head where it don't belong.
Don't need to tell me twice.
Oh, one more thing, Signora Lavinia. I don't care what you think about me. But I hope you do remember this. Leon is a made man in this familia. He was the first to deviate from our path. We're all one familia, and familia ought to stick together.
Your path?
That's a nice euphemism for craven ambition.
A droplet of rain strikes the ridge of her eye socket and rolls down like a teardrop. Never in her life has Lavinia experienced rain so frigid and biting in Siracusa. But she promptly wipes away the streaks. It's too soon for that. Who is it?
I'm looking for Penguin Logistics.
That's me. Do you have time right now?
I have a moment.
What services does your business offer? We deliver letters, messages, goods, and people. Rain or shine. Perfect. I have a job for you. Oh, Sora, you went to Katarina's place after all. There are tons of resources here, and Miss Katarina even left her notes in a lot of these scripts. She's really passionate about her job, huh? Stop sighing, won't you? Everybody knows your acting thingy ain't just another way of chasing Texas. Leastwise, you don't want it to be. Right, but finding her is still our top priority. After all, Lapidon's back in Syracuse, and she's been doing some pretty crazy stuff. If you think about it, it makes perfect sense. It always feels like she's there wherever Texas shows up. Do you think she's doing it to help Texas? Looking at the scoreboard, Texas sure as sunshine got her name cleared, but ain't that kind of strange? Whichever way you look at it. Yeah, I'm sure she has her own goals. Ah, I don't have what it takes to deal with that woman. Anyway, she ain't no friend to Texas. Don't take a genius to know that much. But her attitude ain't much like an enemy either. End of the day, I just can't figure out for the life of me what it is she wants out of Texas. But the feeling she gave me earlier was really good. Don't want to hear nothing out of that hunger mouth of yours. It's kind of like how I used to look at Mastama. I couldn't figure out, but after I gradually stopped thinking about her, she actually started to make sense to me. I feel like it's the same with Lapland. For people like her, there's no point trying to guess at what they're thinking. It's better to just accept what they say at face value. Only, if every word they say is true, can you start to figure it if they're ultimately trying to weave truth into a lie? Time for me to give you some chow. Exia, you watch over things, okay? You got it. They're probably speaking Chinese. The weirder part is they're all from like different places, so they're all like, because that's their only common language, so they're all like speaking like Chinese as a second, Mandarin as a second language, or Cantonese, I guess technically, because they're from Yanlingman, which is the Hong Kong surrogate, which would probably be Cantonese. But yeah. Sora, are you practicing your lines again? Oh, hi there, Miss Katarina. We're about to start our performance of Act 2 of La Muerte de Texas, so I have to step it up. Oh, I completely forgot. Time sure has a way of sneaking up on you. Exia, would you like some pizza? Sure would. By the way, Miss Katarina, since you're the playwright, you'll be coming to watch the show, right? I actually wanted to tell you that I'm going away for a while. Huh? For how long? Well, it shouldn't be too long if everything goes as planned. Don't worry, it's nothing major. Something happened back home, and as the eldest daughter, I have to go back and get everything under control. Being a big sister is hard work, isn't it? It's not so bad. Unfortunately, I'm still not sure what to do for the climax of Act 3. Maybe I can find some inspiration back home this time. Alright. Come on, don't look at me like that. We just won't be seeing each other for a bit. I should still be able to find time to come watch Act 2. Who knows? Maybe I'll surprise you backstage and invite you out. Really? After all, I already get to make new friends, and I wouldn't want to miss the performance of a script I wrote myself. Right. That settles it then. If you're coming by, you have to let me know. Of course. I'm off then. Goodbye. Bye-bye. See you later. I like Katarina. I like... what's her real name, though? It's, she's the family leader of the... Rosati's. Donna, you didn't bring any luggage? Giovanna Rosati. That's it. After we're done here, I have to head back to finish my script. What's there for me to bring? Alright. How have the Saluzos and Bellones been reacting? The Saluzos invited Leontuza to a banquet, and the old dwarf Bernardo agreed to it.
That banquet may end up being very interesting, and everyone has eyes on it now. Should we respond in any way? Wallach, help me make some travel plans. I'm going to go watch the opening performance of The Motte de Texas Act 2. Is the script you wrote that important to you? Of course. It's the product of my painstaking labor. Also, didn't you just ask how we were going to respond? This is my response, seeing how Bernardo Bellone is about to step away from his own theater. Naturally, I, Giovanna Rossati, ought to return. Isn't that some kind of rice? What is the rice? There is a rice. It's not Rosati though, is it? Is it? Wait, maybe they just use, because it's bologna. It's not spelled the same way, but I think it's pronounced the same way as like bologna, as like the meat product. Have all these Italian mafia names just been jokes, do you think? I have to protect them. Where does this come out at? Oh, here. Oh, there's a lot of you can't deploy or can't mess with anything there spots. I think if I can just do... Which way is he going? Down here? This should be easy. This should be fine. I'm interested in seeing what's going to be down here, but I think I could probably at least do this for now. That can protect here, and that gets some damage here. Let's put Lappy here. Penance can go up here, even though Penance herself can't really do much. Because she's only easier right now. There's another guy. What, Texas? No, because then Lapland can't, like, do her thing. Yeah, let's put Penance down. Might have to swap her out at some point, but for now this should be fine. Let all those boys get safe and secure there. Attacks 2 targets at once. Can stop attacking to incite hatred and continually increase blood debt. Ooh. I can do this. And then the sword ring can kill it. Oh, this is so stupid. She's so dummy. Oh, smack him, smack him, smack him, Penance. Oh, that's a friendly guy. Never mind. I love Penance's idle. I like the animation whenever she charges up her skill 1. It looks really cute. Just swinging it around like a child. It's so goofy that, like, I saw the one there's like the meme where it has Mudrock and Penance, and Mudrock is like has a lot of like actual, like, you know, she's a warrior. She's like she can summon giant Mudrock golems, and like she's so powerful and everything like that. And so she's like, you know, a juggernaut. She is a, is that actually what they're called too? A juggernaut, right? And then like Penance is just like a lawyer. E0, not even E1, because I don't have the 1 things. This is skill 1, E0. She's just doing her thing. Penance is a reference to Giovanni Falcone. I was gonna say Falcone sounds like a familiar name to me, because I feel like that's, I mean, it's just an Italian name, honestly. I don't even know. He was a judge that spent his career going after the mafia. Oh, cool. On May 23rd, and they dropped the event that day. Oh, that's really cool. That's a neat reference. Throw you here because then you can hit both of them. Pop this for DP, which I don't really need, but... Pop you up. This is cool. I think she's a little bit harder to use than Mudrock from the looks of it. I did a quick, like, look up of, like, her skill 2 and skill 3. And it looks like her skill 3 requires, like Mudrock's skill 2 is, it takes, what, 4 hits, and then she does the spin and win. But, like, Penance skill 3 is, like, the good one, apparently. And that takes like 20 to 30 hits, something like that. Like, yeah, she's good for like a lot of smaller damage opponents. Or like, I guess these kind of guys too? Just Thorns the lower lanes. That kind of works too. I mean, Texas Altar is kind of like Thorns. Except more murder. Oh, I don't have a healer out. Damn, it's really messed up, like, having good characters now. Like, not even Penance and Texas, but Texas a little bit too, but it's just like, I feel like I might have struggled with this before. Oh, I did it, look. Yeah, I was like, there might be more coming, and then I was like, oh no, it's just these 5. The goobers that were just hanging on the top right.
Mission accomplished.
I would say most of the early stages are pretty easy in most events anyway, but I guess we'll see how I feel at the very like end stages and everything. I always say that I feel like, or I'm like, oh look, I've grown as a doctor. Look how good I am, and then I get to the very end and I'm like, like I think every map I've done that has civilians, you have to like wait for so long because they're just like, because they have to like wait forever because like if you don't kill everyone immediately, like the other enemies can like do some stuff. So I get why it's there, but yeah, it feels a little bit like janky having to wait for them. I don't even know what they're doing there. Are they like waiting for a bus? Like why are they there? A lot of fun with the later stages. I'm interested. I want to see if there are any new like mechanics introduced, because I feel like Blood Debt is easy enough to ignore, but there's probably gonna be like enemies that will like increase Blood Debt, like the caster, right? The caster could just increase Blood Debt, but I killed him before he was in that situation. But like, it's trying to see what's gonna go on with that. I'll say yeah, it seems like you can stomp a lot of stuff. It gets worse later. Ooh, I guess we'll find out. Quartier Salusa. Leon. I've never been one to tell you what to do. I've always hoped you'd come to your own decisions about everything. You've done well all these years. If you really think that, then why? Why did you suddenly decide to act now? Why are you telling me this? Why did you betray Lavinia? Countless questions swirl around Leontuzo's mind, but none of them leave his lips. What he just saw and heard seems to contradict his cognition. He suddenly feels as if the man before him is not his father. He is like a stranger. Because this is the best and only chance. Oh, what do you mean by that? You'll find out soon enough.
Signor Bernardo, Signor Leontoso, it's a pleasure to see you.
You are not one of Salusa's associates.
Segretario de Sicurezza Elementare, Rubio, why are you? My departamento is catering tonight's banquet. I'll be cooking, personally.
Oh? I've heard that in Vocini, no event worth its salt can be held without the endorsement of Il Departamento de Siracusano Elemente.
You speak too highly of me. I'm just hoping to make food that satisfies the fine men and women of every familia.
Yet another reason to look forward to tonight's banquet. You came. Where is he right now? He went to Salusa Mansion. Okay. You're not going to ask why. I can tell that Bernardo is very important to you. When I became a judge, he didn't ask me to abuse my position to protect the familia backing me, like all the other judges. He let me do what I wanted to do. Leontu.
As the Bellone boss in this city, he respects my work and the brand of justice I seek to uphold. Even if I rule against the Bellones, he sees it as strictly business. In his words, my justice is more effective than blind violence. I don't object to his understanding of justice. He even spends some of his spare time reading law literature. Even so, as a judge, I still have to come face to face with the injustices that constantly plague this city. The power struggles between the Familia, their opposition of common folk, and the silent rage of the masses. The more I tried to uphold justice, the more difficult I realized my path was. I used to comfort myself that at least I'm not the tool of some Familia. But how could that be true? My hands are already dirty. I just didn't want to admit it. It's impossible not to get your hands dirty. Even if this seems silly to you, the promise Bernardo made to me was the only reason I was able to remain a judge in Syracuse. Promise? He once told me that after Familia Bellone emerged victorious, he would carve out a piece of land in Syracuse. There, the law I placed my faith in would no longer rely on pure power, where the justice I sought could truly be realized. He's hoped I could be patient until that day comes. Every time I start to think I can't bear it anymore, I think of his promise. Tell me, if all of this was a lie, then what purpose has my life had for the past 10 years? I think, given his power and status, he wouldn't need to lie to you like that. Right? That's why. Who is it? Huh? Yo. I'm Judge Lavinia. I would like to speak with Don Alberto regarding the murder of Caracci. Your Honor, the Don is entertaining an honest guest right now and doesn't have time to... By honored guest, do you mean Bernardo Bellone? Please inform the two Dons that this matter is of great importance. I will not leave until I see them. Please try this one. I learned this from a Lithuanian chef.
Not bad, not bad. Times have really changed, Bernardo. In the old days, whenever we wanted something, it was all, I must have it, and I'll kill anyone who gets in my way. But now, I need to find officials or businessmen who are on good terms with me, and ask them to get it for me. Be discreet about it too. Wouldn't want news to get out. Ridiculous. Isn't that right, Rubio?
Ah, anything you desire can be yours, Don Alberto. For one to be called upon to get what you want is his honor.
Secretario Rubio, you must have been plenty lucky yourself to fill that position.
I didn't have that kind of luck, which is why I had to go about it this way. I'm just a clown, currying favor with the bosses.
Look at this guy, always talking himself down. The fact that you're even here today is worth enough to prove your worth.
You're right, Don Alberto.
Alright, Bernardo. We've spent enough time exchanging pleasantries, so let's get down to business. You want to do what Dodici Familia have always wanted to do, but never had the guts. Take her down. And sure, you have my support. But you've only just muddied the waters. If you really want to overthrow her, you're a long way away. The fact that you even dared to come here to this dinner shows that the cards are still in your hand. So tell me, what exactly do you plan to do? Alberto, what do you think about the Familia Rosati? Rosati? And they've got ambition. Familia Rosati isn't alive today just because Giovanna's stepping up as Salvador's successor. Someone must thank the legacy of the Texas name. Old Salvador's knack for unification was an invaluable asset. If you ask me, it's a liability. Charisma. Charisma this, charisma that. In the end, money
is what talks. It's the only thing that'll get anyone to give a damn about you. You're right, and also wrong. From where we stand, there are always methods of convincing people. And to be fair, I do somewhat admire Giovanna. While the Texas legacy did make for a liability, she took it up willingly and managed to make it her own. It's true that the Rosatis have depended on the wealth and connections they've accumulated. But they've gone too far.
In what way?
Do you really think she wants to hand over the key to the new city to either of our familiae? We've been jostling for power here, but the Rosatis haven't shown the slightest interest in participating, as if they're not even here on our world. But they're the same Rosatis that took up Salvador's legacy. They handed over this technology to build the city to Syracuse. Do you really think they're bystanders in all of this? To a new city built to commemorate Salvador? A new city that could change the trajectory of Syracuse. You mind putting it in plain Syracusan for me? How could I possibly be more direct, Alberto? The Dodici familia have been battling here in Volsini, and to her, this is nothing more than a beast-fighting exhibition. Don Alberto.
Gertavinia and Selenia. They want to see me and Bernardo. What's the meaning of this, Bernardo?
They're not with me.
Oh? The Saluzos have never been anything but hospitable to our guests. But to those who are not guests, you can deal with this according to the Saluzo way. Alright then. You heard the man.
Yes, Don Alberto.
Bernardo, I know you enjoyed chatting about plans and the future. But I like more practical topics myself.
Because you know these like the back of your hand.
The people know the Saluzos never place a bet lightly.
But few remember that when a Saluzo does place a bet, he doesn't let it go lightly either.
Rubio, the rest is not meant for your ears.
I get it. Secretary Rubio, do you have any interest in opera? Oh, I sometimes go when I have the time.
Perfect. Take this.
This is a ticket to La Muerte de Texas, Act 2.
Yes. If it sounds like something you'd be interested in, feel free to go check it out. I told you, Bernardo. The time for pleasantries is over.
I'd also like to invite all Saluzos and their associates to enjoy the show together.
What are you talking about?
Howdy, Ibo-sama. We're going through some Italian mafia event right now. I hope you enjoy. It's time to go. This is a private party.
And what if I told you I must see the Dons today?
The Saluzos have a particular way of showing hospitality to unwelcome guests.
I'm sorry, Selenia. This is what I'm here for, isn't it?
You dare pull your sword on a Saluzo? Selenia last of Texas? You out of your mind?
Flip that one around. To kill, not for the sake of killing, but for an honest and sincere hope, since her return to Syracuse. This is the fight that has felt the least empty to her. This is what Texas thinks. My theater manager informed me that Familia Rosati has reserved a VIP box for tomorrow night's show. Oh? Staging a hit in the theater. Is that how the esteemed artistic director of Compagnia dell'Alba operates? It's just sprinkling the dressing of truth onto a play. But there is one thing I still have doubts about. Giovanna has heavies from Colombia among her associates. Especially her boss in the city, Warlock.
I've heard rumors of his methods. How are you sure we'll be able to bring her down together? Don Alberto. Sounds like fun. Bernardo, the judge and that Texas, very much want to see us. They've already wounded some of my soldiers. They are both close friends of yours, Bologna. Care to explain? The Associates of Familia Saluzzo has always been known for bloodlust and combativeness. Alberto, if the Rosatis came to attack your home, what do you think their chances would be? Zilch. They wouldn't stand a chance. Selenia would be the blade that runs through the heart of Familia Rosati. Oh? Where Rosati soldiers can't go, Selenia can. So, what are you worried about? Can the Rosati stop her? I remember you. I thought you totally gave up on this place. Like you never even lived here. My time with the Saluzzos wasn't so bad. Then you gotta know what it is you're doing. I do. Texas, you... Looking at the unconscious mafiosi strewn around her, Lavinia can't help but be briefly lost for words. Even with all this, Texas was still holding back. She thought she had seen it all in her time dealing with the Familia, but this is still beyond her comprehension. I'm glad I'm on your side. Unfortunately, it looks like this is as far as we'll get. Huh? Leon. Lavinia, you shouldn't have come here. I have to ask Bernardo something, face to face. The assassination of the boss of Familia Rosati has already been decided. Saluzzo and Bologna will join forces. That's the decision they've made? It was our decision. Where is he? Dinner just ended. My father is upstairs. You can see him, but nothing will change. Along the way, Lavinia keeps running over a million different things to say. There are too many questions she wants to ask Bernardo. She imagines the countless arguments she'd have with him, as well as their outcomes. She thinks she has mustered enough anger. However, when she steps through the door, the scene she encounters shakes her to the core. Bernardo sits upright in a luxurious chair. In his hand rests a legal code adorned with thorns, the very same as the one she holds in her hands. He lowers his head and rubs the tome lightly with his palm, as if completely unaware of the thorns digging into his hands, of the bright blood trickling down. Her chaotic thoughts all freeze in this moment. In the end, thousands of words condense into one. Why? The game is over, Lavinia. That sentence alone is already enough for her. Only a few moments of silence pass, but she's already sapped of all of her strength. Lavinia turns to leave and does not look back, frightened of the tears about to roll from her eyes. Bernardo remains in place, uttering not a single word as a few drops of his blood dye the floor. Ooh. So,
The plot thickens, sort of. Theater perimeters. Oh, I got a new area of the park. This thing. These 4 places. Nice. What'd I miss? IS-8 is chaotically entertaining. I know it goes up to 10. So IS-8 is chaotically entertaining. Trust Farm 4, having to use Ling and Sculptor. What's up, highs? There's the rest of my tea gone. First one worked. Ifrit, Lazy, Fia, Killzone. What are the good mats for this event, by the way? Can I farm salt here? Can I farm tier 4 salt or whatever it is? I need that for the Texas stuff. So we got Beppe. That's gonna be IS6. Let's do our polls and stuff first. Just our daily and our recruits. Nothing too crazy, right? But no salt map. Ugh. I'm gonna have to. Dang it. I did see that there is I can use gold certs for tier 4 salt, or what I'm probably gonna end up doing is I can use once the headhunting is over and my tokens turn into the orange tokens, I'm probably gonna end up using that to get them. I just wish there was a better way to do it. Cutting fluid, rock cluster, and alloy. Is rock cluster the hexagon one, or is that the one under it? I feel like it wouldn't be the hexagon one, right? That's too expensive. They wouldn't give that away. Alloy. I'd say that I think the rock cluster is probably the best one, right? I guess it depends what you need. It's the tier 3 rock. Okay, yeah.
Here to join you simply because I'm bored and want something to do. But I heard my sworn.
Because it goes small rock, cube, tier 3 rock, and then hexagons. Defender, medic, vanguard, range, AoE, nothing. Medic, melee, healing, starter, defense. No. Okay. Healing can go with DP, recovery, or vanguard, I know. Sniper, defender, supporter, ranged, healing, nothing. What? Nothing. Defender, supporter, caster, DP, recovery, AoE. Nothing. Guard, melee, healing, shift. Yeah. Perfect. Easy enough. Let's see what our daily is. 3, 4, 5, or 6. 3-star. No. 4-star Matoimaru. 3-star. Orchid. Dang it. This is the worst one. Stop talking. There we go. I have this. I don't need to save up for anything. Part of me just wants to spend it. I could also go for this, but because I don't have either of you, but I have all of. Well, I have you two. I don't have you. I feel like I go for, because every one I do of these gives me more things I can do for in the store, right? Yeah, fuck it. What about Yato Altar? It's probably that's probably what I'm going to be saving up next for, right? I probably shouldn't be doing these two, but I'm a sucker. That's the good thing with Yato Altar though, is that it's a lot smaller, the guarantee for it. You only need 120, right? If they're basing it on the same as how they did the last collab, right? R6 or whatever. I mean, why? I don't really. I guess I should get Yato. I should go for it because it is like a Monster Hunter one, and it's not going to come back, right? But at the same time, it's like I have Texas now. Like, do I really need both 6-star executors? I mean, it wouldn't hurt. You got Grey Altar in this event? Oh, nice! I forgot you had to roll for him. That's so weird. Yeah, since Hibiscus, you have to roll for the altars. They're usually not the welfares. Good. Nice job, Nukiyashi. I like Grey Altar. They're just like good because they have that very forgiving, that big range, right? It's such a weird archetype. It's only him and Rosmontus, right? Are the only two. He's fun to use though. He's just very forgiving. Silence Altar is a welfare again. Oh, cool. Is that also coming with a different altar too, or no? No, it's not, because the 6 stars are Holyak and Muselite? Also Rosa? Rosa as a flinger or Rosa as an altar? Because Rosa is not a flinger. Rosa is a besieger. But is there a Rosa altar? I don't know about this one. That doesn't sound right. 200 more fluid are needed. Don't want to farm cutting fluid, but my planner says otherwise. 200? What do you need 200 fluid for, Lahais? Just as like a stock, just to have for stuff? I don't know all the... Oh, that's fair. I would say I know, because Rosa has a big forgiving range, but she's a besieger. The same as like Totter and, see, like, yeah, they're all like these three both have huge ranges, but they all are different. He's a flinger, she is a deadeye, and she is a besieger. And then you have the normal ops like these two, and then this is a heavy shooter. Heavy shooter. Look at that. Oh, good job, Ace. But yeah, no, Rosa, Totter, and who else is a besieger? Errado. That's the other besieger. And they all. The thing with them is they attack the heaviest target first. And then Deadeyes attack the lowest defense target first. And then Flingers just do double damage. I feel proud that I know my subclass is a little bit good. Proud of me. Just to stock for future stuff. Makes sense, makes sense. I should probably stock for future stuff, generally speaking, more. I shouldn't have had to, like, wait for... Let me in! I didn't know. I should be stocking. But like the thing with like, maybe I don't have to stock for these. That's fine. Because it feels like a waste doing these when I could be using it on like this or this or this. But yeah, getting the, I need to farm those. Speaking of farm, how much, there we go. Get the rest of the furniture from here. This. I need these. Ooh, I need these. Because I need, I was looking at, now that I'm free for caring about, like, things, I'm going to spend my money on, like, actually mastering some guys. And I didn't do Lumens. Lumen is stuck at Mastery 2 for me right now. Because I was holding on to these for, like, other things. And now that I know I'm free, I can spend these and I can get Lumen to Mastery 3. I also could have like made these in the workshop, but I never like do the workshop. I probably should do that more often. Just like it's a weird domino effect of like all the little bits and pieces. I'm just like, I don't want to make these because if I make these, then I'm going to be running out of these. Because I think it's optimized devices and like RMA or not RMA, the red coal horse, whatever it is. Most of the time, only use Ash these days. Oh, I wish I had Ash. She just seems like better Exia a little bit because she can like stun people too. And I think it's manual instead of automatic too, which kind of makes it nice, right? E2 and start mastering an op you weren't even planning on building on a whim. Yeah, that's nice. I can't wait to like start doing more of that, just being free with all my stuff. Forgot to free farm the mastery mats. How are they? I was looking at it today. It didn't seem bad outside of, like, the salts. But I don't know what your stockpile is like. Pulling up more Pocky. Because I think my stockpile for growth stuff is pretty decent, generally speaking. Clusters. Yeah, there's that one. Like, honestly, the biggest things are, like, I guess, sugar. But, like, no one really uses sugar. And then, honestly, I feel like I have a harder time with, like, the tier 1 mats in some cases. Because I'll, like, tier 1, like, get someone, like, skill up in like, from, like, skill level 1 to skill level, like, 3 or 4. Just because I can, because it's cheap. And then I'm like, oh, I'm out of, like, small rocks or this. Because you can get this in the store. It's easier to get these in the store than it is to get these in the store, at least for me. It's really weird. Even though I think only S3 needs salt. Yeah, only S3 needs salt. Yeah. You need tier 3 salt for this and for this. And then you only need tier 4 salt for, and I think it's only for the very first level of this too. Yeah, and then everything else is the general stuff. This is the only instance you need tier 4 salt for her. Which is the one that I need. So I have to wait until the event is over and so I can buy it from the, because I don't want to spend my gold certs. I could spend my gold certs, but it's, like, here are my two options. I can spend it here and spend 60 gold certs. Or I can just wait until the event's over and just spend these things, which are literally what it's for. Which way, Western man? Oh no. All the Pocky left in this bag is, like, split in half, so I have to get it open. Oh. Perfect. God, I love this event, though.
Questo mi ricorda le giornate a Lungman. È tutto così tranquillo.
I'm out of tea, dang it. I have to open my water bottle. Alright. Have any of you done IS3 yet? I'm waiting until after the event is over so I can really take that in, but I've heard it's good. I've heard it's like it's just a natural build up of what they've done with IS2. Workers are quickly taking down posters of an up-and-coming lead actor. In private, people whisper about his presence at a familiar banquet the night before. A place citizens often go to pass the time. The shrubbery leading to a shortcut out of the park has already been trampled flat. Once, a naive wise guy came here bragging about a deal he was about to score. The next day, people found a stiff corpse lying across the front of the doorway. Have not tried it at all. Tried a little bit? I'm going to be trying it after the event is over. I honestly love IS. So much of... I'm bad at it. I'm not, like, great at it. Like, I've beaten this once. But it's just so easy to get into. Because it doesn't cost sanity. So I like, do my my daily farming. And it's just like, I'm bored. I kind of want to play Arknights. What should I do? And then I can just go on here for no sanity at all. And it's just... It's enjoyable. It's really cool. And I love doing the As Your Heart Desires... Because then you can just get a random op that you don't actually have sometimes. And it's just like, ooh, cool. Or not, well, no, because it's usually a 4-star, which I think I have, like, every 4-star effectively. But, like, yeah, you can technically get like a 5 or a 6-star random op from lucky stuff. Like, I've gotten W, I've gotten Chin Alter, and it's like, oh, cool, I get to, like, try out these characters. This game was really fun. So I'm excited to mess with this once I get... I don't know. It's going to be hard. I want this to be the first event I actually do this on. It's gonna be hard, but I'm saying this now. This is my... I want this. I'm gonna... I have a conviction that I'm gonna finish this medal set. It's a long uphill battle, but I'm gonna do it, dang it. No, not the medalist. Get me out of there. Get me out of there. Let's go see what's up in Volsini. Let's go to the theater. Let's go see a hit in action. 4 runs that all ended on 4-3 or before. Is it the same? There are 5 floors, that kind of thing? Like, is the general layout and everything the same? It's just new window dressing and cooler, like, mechanics and stuff. I saw there was one where it's specifically giving an op, like a buff or a debuff. Please go to floor 5 on IS2. Not sure if not used to IS3 or if IS3 is harder. I don't know. I'm up in the air. If I get a good run, I can get to floor 5 on IS2. But, like, the worst part about IS2 is getting that stupid, penny farthing poison boss on floor 3. That guy is a... Like, as long as I don't get him, I can typically get to, like, floor 4 or 5. But that guy, I don't know what to do about him. Oh, is Mudrock the answer? I have to try that out then. I guess she's a bit slower with attacking, and she has the shields. I've only done it like once or twice since I've had Mudrock, and I was always like, she's kind of expensive. I don't really want to get her, but now that I know that. Not that I'm going to be playing IS-2 that much anymore, but good to know. Alright. Stand and face the wheels of old, or be run over by them. Do you want to change anything? Nah. Well, not blocked. Yeah, so you need someone that can, like, block him. But, like, he has a lot of damage, too, so it's like... I guess... Oh, yeah, wait a minute. Oh, that's... What I've been doing wrong, I guess, is that I've always put someone that, like... I'm like, oh, I want to kill him because he's a boss. I guess I shouldn't have been doing that. I should just put, like, Kuora. Like, just get a defender, someone tanky. But I always put, like, I would always, like, put Utage or, like, Jay, and it's like, maybe you can, like, survive, but I think they're just too weak that they just die. But yeah, something like Mudrock, probably just... Because, yeah, that's the thing, is you just need to survive against him. That goofy bastard. Ugh. Senor, are you alright? Just dreaming. That's why you shouldn't sleep on the sofa. Where's the old man? The Don went to the theater. You going too? Leontuza does not answer, only sinking deeper into the sofa. Rosati, Giovanna. That's right. Selenia, our original agreement was to ensure the Bolognas come out on top. But I've changed my mind. As long as you succeed, you don't owe us anything. At that point, you're free to go. This, I promise you, as the Fang of Zaro, is Signora de Lupi. From the time she returned to the residence at sunset, to the break of dawn the next day. Listening to the falling rain, Texas wiped down her sword while reading the script that was handed to her. La Muerte de Texas. The story twists and turns, never straying far from what she's known. She has a faint premonition. But first, she needs to sharpen her sword. Today, it may have to be a bit swifter than usual. Tisk tisk. The sun's still getting in my eyes even though it's raining. Prison food's not too bad. You should give it a try. Right about that. I've even given him a few suggestions before. Now get in the car. Can I sit this one out? Does killing a single Colombian really deserve so much fanfare? The Don says Selenia is going to be there too. Oh? What's the plan? She'll pretend to be an actress, and once the performance starts, you'll improvise the rest. This is the... I knew it. This is the preview thing. Hmm? So what about my costume? What the Don meant was, you wait in the audience and play along. All right. What an insensitive old jerk. So, where is he going to be? He's not trying to find a nice place to watch the show all by himself, is he? The Don has other business. He's got a meeting. A meeting? Yeah, with a car wash worker. Howdy, sir. I just knew you'd be practicing in Miss Katarina's studio. I ain't gonna stop you, but don't you think you ought to head to the theater early? To do some makeup and get ready and whatnot? Yeah, you have a point. Exy's already got to buy... Ready... Exy's already off to buy breakfast. We got just enough time to meet her. Okay. Say, didn't we say we'd set up a big old welcome for Exy's sister? We did. But now I'm not sure we'll have enough time for that. Kristan, watch your step. Huh, whoa! Yeah, Howie. Are you alright? Yeah, I'm fine. Just tripped on a little something. Dang it, knocked over that stack of books. Let me tidy them up. Huh? A picture dropped out of something. A picture? Wait. Uh-huh. What's wrong? Looky here. It's a photograph from many years ago. Sora can barely make out the background that should be the wide and bustling streets of Columbia Past. In the center of the photograph stands a middle-aged man who has a kind expression, but exudes an audacity not to be trifled with. On its left and right stand a Lupo girl and a feline girl. The girl on the left has beautiful blonde hair and sports a cheery expression, and even at a glance, one can immediately tell that she has a bubbly personality. The girl on her right has black hair, her face betraying no emotions, making it difficult to guess what the contents of her heart. Look at this picture. Ain't that Texas as a kid? And standing there with her, that's Katarina. And look at the back here. Written on the backside of the photo, Giovanna and Selenia, 1080. Giovanna? Is that gonna be Katarina's real name? Giovanna Rosati. How long has this car wash been open? 5 years. 5 years. Coincidentally, that's how long my guard Tuskbeast has been missing. If only I knew how he was doing these days. City's a pretty big place. There's always a way to survive. It never made any sense to me before. I've had him plenty of meat. Gave him a nice din. But why isn't he happy? Think he might have been a vegetarian. Maybe. Maybe he never knew how bad meat actually was until he tried a full-course meal. It's better not eat at all than to eat something bad. Oh? Your car's done. You're pretty good at your job. Practice makes perfect. You never fail to get the job done just right. But Dan Brown, nothing lasts forever. It's time for you to change your tastes. I'll think about it. Think carefully. Once you've figured it out, you're always welcome to come back. Are you the backup bassist? It is. It is the scene. Also, this is the Lithuanian house that Gertrude lives in. Yes. Oh, is that your natural hair color? Yes. And that's special.
Usually you have to dye your hair to work as a bassist. I've heard only those with Familia Texas blood have that eye and hair color. And now that I'm seeing you up close, your eyebrows look really similar to Salvador's. You his bastard or something? No. I have nothing to do with Texas. All sorts of coincidences out there, huh? Okay, take a seat over there. Your foundation's really solid, so I should be able to get you squared away in no time at all. A theater box.
Pardon me, are you satisfied with your seating?
Yes, I've got a fine view.
Excellent, excellent. If there's anything you need, please don't hesitate to call for me. Let's head down.
You're not going to stay and watch?
You know I've never been a fan of this sort of stuff. How about I grab you a nice drink?
I'd like...
Brandy. I know.
Sorry I'm late. No worries, everyone's still getting ready. Go ahead and take a seat. I'll do your makeup first. Okay. What's wrong? You don't look too well. Are you getting stage fright? No, I'm fine. Don't worry, Sora. You've been working so hard. Everyone's gonna love you for sure. I hope so. Oh, right. Did you know? What's wrong? Apparently, the bassist got sick and couldn't make it to the performance. Huh? What are you gonna do then? It's no big deal. The director was able to find a stand-in. She's getting her makeup done in another dressing room right now. A stand-in? Are you sure that's gonna work? Just trust the director's judgment, alright? Speaking of the director, he didn't come tonight? He just dropped by to give some directions before leaving again. I think he's meeting with a guest. Important people are always so busy, huh? But it's okay, Sora. You just need to play your part. That's all. Yeah.
Huh. If it doesn't Judge Lavinia. I haven't seen you here for a while. You come to watch tonight's opera?
No, I'm just passing by.
That's too bad. But did you know we're putting on the highly anticipated La Morte de Texas? I'm sure you'll love it.
Sorry, I'm not in the mood.
That's alright then. I look forward to your next visit.
Huh? Dan Brown. What's he doing here? Did he really take my advice and come to the theater to unwind? But today's performances. Wait a second.
Oh, you changed your mind?
That's right. Oh, one ticket, please.
Theater box. Don Bernardo, someone's here to see you. Oh? It's Rubio, Secretary de Security Alimentare. Let him in. Of course.
I don't trust this little dude, by the way. He's so unassuming that he has to be up to something. Dan Bernardo.
You can just call me director here.
Ah, yes. It's an honor to be here, director.
Take a seat, Senor Secretario. Let's enjoy the show first, then we'll talk. Signori, thank you for being here tonight. You are about to see another spectacular performance brought to you by Compañía del Habla. La Morte de Texas Act 2, written by Signora Caterina. Every Syracusan already knows the story of Salvador, but how many truly know the details? Signora Caterina, who has a deep understanding of Familia Texas, provides us with her frank yet intricate perspective. Let us delve deeper into the life of Salvatore.
Break a leg, Sora. Right. Time to go. Finally found him. Had girl. Sora scored us seats with a great view. Great expectations for her all around. Excuse me, would you mind letting us through?
A Sancta girl. An unusual sight in Syracuse.
Yeah, you're a Sancta too. I've been in Volsini for a while, and this is the first time I've seen one of my people.
Looks like it's a good day. Looks like it's one good thing after another today. Go right on by, my child.
What's wrong? That's weird. I don't sense any emotions from him. Is he an exiled Sancta? But he isn't like any of the other Sancta exiles I've seen. Well, whatever. By the way, am I the only one who thinks way too much of this crowd looks like mobsters? I hear tell ahead of Rosati's family is here tonight. Hey, isn't that what you were just talking about? Yeah, but let's just enjoy the show for now. Yes!
I was thinking in my head like they're gonna do a spotlight effect.
In an era where chaos and opportunity came hand in hand, some were swallowed by the tides of the times where others found it in their promised land. Violence and wealth, power and order. On to Columbia soil steps a Syracusan, bringing with him only scars, hardship, and ambition. And thus begins our tale. Ladies and gentlemen, come and bear witness to whom this era truly belongs.
That voice. I see how it is. You're here to bring her back, aren't you? But do you really think that's going to happen? Who the hell are you? Signore, signori, let the show begin. It really is you, Selenia.
Uh-huh.
Texas!
Eh?
For a brief moment, Texas shifts her eyes to one of the boxes. She knows Bernardo is sitting there, gazing down upon everything. She feels it in her heart. Whether coincidence or some form of necessity, in this moment, Sora is both a danger and a safe haven. Everything depends on her. The movement in the auditorium and the faint sounds in the distance all prelude the start of the assassination. She gestures to Sora for her to stay silent, then proceeds to pluck the strings in her hands. A most wonderful performance has begun. Ah! It's the thing! It's the thing! It's the thing! Ah, this is so cool! Unless 3 familiar souls when this unit is if this unit is defeated while blocked. So I can just kill it when it's not blocked, right? Ooh, that's a tanky boy, though. Here? Where am I blocking? There. This is an interesting little thing that's going on here. It's taking more damage, but I think I need to use arts damage to kill it. Presumably? Yeah, there we go. Dun, dun, dun. Yeah, and then we don't have to deal with the Familia. Unless they're lap here. That effectively ends that. I might have to put Penance or someone here. Who can do... I can just use Texas to just keep doing arts damage there, I guess. That should be fine. Do that to hit the important bits. Mm-hmm. Speed up. Get him, lap. Bump, bump, bump. Good. Are you guys going? Where are you guys going? Down here? That's a choice. Texas goes. Texas does arts damage when she's deployed, and her sword rain is doing some damage. Put the infant steroid on. Don't need to drop that yet. Pick her back up. Throw you here for some arts damage because we don't really need it anywhere else. And Car's dead. Ooh. The big boys. Oh, they have the little red to indicate that they're being taunt boys. Aside from them like doing that, like the taunt guys that Patriot has also have that little like red star mark. Oh, that's cute. Consistency in design. That should kill it. A lot of guys here, so I'm gonna drop this to help clear out these taunt boys. Sword Rain can take good care of that. Oh, that car's on the move. Ooh. This isn't gonna be good. No, it got blocked. Should be fine though. Yeah, we got rid of all of those guys. We can take that out. These two left. Last one's good. Okay, we got it. Kill. Double sword rain on. Easy peasy. Easy peasy. That's stage 6. If stage 8 is where it gets chaotic, how is stage 7? Ooh. I think I'll probably go to 7 today, depending on how long the story bit for this is. But let's see. Back up. This one's tricky. Don't fight her head on. Cover the aisles and the stairs leading to the donuts box. Rosati soldiers are pretty capable after all, huh? Looks like trying to brute force my way through isn't a realistic option. Silly Texas. It's pretty obvious she's got the recorder in that base. Sounds convincing, though, the way she's plucking those strings. There it is. If I can't just break through the front, I'll just have to make a path. Don't panic. Stand your ground. Yeah, aren't you afraid to die? How are the others doing? The aisles and stairs leading to Giovanni's box are all guarded. They're ready for this. Leave it to the Rosatis. But we've never been one to underestimate Giovanna. The more soldiers at them. Oh, throw more soldiers at them. We're not letting Giovanna out today. Ooh, he's got some crazy eyes. You might not have underestimated Giovanna, but don't you think you've underestimated me? What? Here. Warlock. Had I known the show today would have been so exciting, I wouldn't have gone to buy a drink for the Donna. If Signora Giovanna appreciates a fine wine, I have enough selection with me. No thanks. The Donna enjoys many things about Syracuse, but the wine isn't one. Syracusan wines are too weak. Same as you people swing your weapons. Doesn't make for a good time. Maybe you just haven't tried the best Syracuse has to offer. So, isn't this a great opportunity? Do you know how long I've been waiting for this? Bologna's and Saluza's. Let's find out what Syracuse's finest wine really tastes like. Trying to get up this way? Stop! Who said I was going up? What? Explosives! Get out of here! Whoa! The seats over yonder just collapsed. Is that Lapland? Look over there! Ugh. Is another familial gang war? Move. She had her weapons in the instrument. Texas! Texas says nothing. She only shoots her a glance, parting her lips for a second before rushing up the stairs. Sora reads those lips. She said, "Wait for me." Ah! Run for it! What do you think we ought to do, Exia? Sora's in danger. But... someone... save me! Get down. Whoa. You're pretty tough for an old guy. Do I look that old to you? Well, I guess I wouldn't go that far. Looks like today's performance is not La Morte de Texas, but rather La Morte di Rosati. Find somewhere to hide, children. That sounds nice, but our friend is still up there on stage. It's a goddamn hurricane all around the thing. We can't just go hopping onto that. Let's go backstage then. Okay. Oh, come on, out of my way. Huh? Go, brave children. Thanks, old man. I'll buy you a slice later. Thank you kindly. Kids these days are so full of pep. What's your plan now, Giovanna? Donna Giovanna, we've got everything locked down. Let's go get you out while we still can. Why? It's a rare opportunity to watch a wonderful show from a fantastic seat. I'm going to have to savor this. Sora, you really are her true friend, aren't you? Now, how are you going to get up here, Selenia? Even if you find a shortcut, getting to me won't be easy. But, if I were to run away right now, do you think the Ballones and Seleucus would just give up and call it quits? This is a war now, my dear. The Ballones and Seleucus have decided to Signora Celia's ban on violence and started a gang war. I feel like this is missing a, ignored. To spread the word, there's only one thing we can do now. Fight to the end. Of course. Yeah. Looks like fine Syracusan wine was nothing special after all. I wouldn't gloat just yet, Colombian scum. What? Yeah, I know. You Syracusans think the Colombian familia are just rowdy upstarts who haven't paid our dues. And yeah, there are a lot of incompetent idiots over in Colombia. But what about you? Can you even sniff out the scent of blood on your so-called guns in order? We've never looked down on Syracuse, but from what I've seen today, you don't even deserve my attention. Warlock, we got a real situation at the theater. Someone blew the seats, and Selene is head straight for the 3rd floor. You got 5 seconds for your last words. Last words. What's there to say? If you're really gonna do it, then tell Leo and Tuzo. I'm sorry. Sure. What? Leon! You!
I'll handle this my way, Dimitri.
Senor Leontuzo. Here I thought we could get along.
You just lost your chance for that.
Oh, well. Turns out the heir to a great familia just oozes charisma after all. You've made a fool of me. Still, you tell me I had a chance to make things right?
What's done is done. I'll make you a bet, Warlock.
You're a betting man? Ha! Senor Leon, mi amico, we are in a dining hall. We're not in a dining hall or one of our offices. We're in a war, and only one of us is walking out of this alive.
Trust me, you'll love this one.
Yeah, those Rosatis are a pain in the ass.
Yana, we never heard you were joining us on this one. And anyway, this ain't something you can just walk into.
I'm not here to stop you. I'm not interested.
I'm looking for someone. Who? We got one hell of a mess here. Not gonna be easy to find anybody.
All I need from you is to stay out of my way.
But
even if I die here, that's none of Familia Bologna's business.
suit yourself then.
There you are. Hold it. I work here. Uh-huh. We got rid of all the workers. What is he doing here?
Look at them!
Blood splatters, and a few drops splash across Lavinia's face. Senor Lavinia, what are you doing here? The path, open by Lapland, is doing its job. Only a short distance separates her from her old friend. She lets out a soft sigh. Chaos swirls all around her, but she knows what to do. I knew you'd come, Selenia. What a look in your eyes there. It's like I'm the prey. Let's see what the last Texas can do.
Signor, Director, is this chaos part of the show?
Chaos. In my opinion, Secretary Rubio, everything is in perfect order. What comes next will be even better.
I see. You lead one of the most prestigious troops in Volsini, and you've put on a play unlike any other.
We do have an intermission coming up, though. You may tell me what it is you want from me.
What I want isn't very complicated. With Cracci's death, the seat of Ministro de Lavori Publici is now vacant. You must be thinking about who the most suitable candidate is.
I take it you've decided that you're that candidate.
I don't think there's anyone else better suited than me.
Wow. There's still mercy in you at a time like this. Ow, fuck. It's the only thing you missed. This is the one scene. This is the trailer scene. It's the trailer scene. The Saluzo Psycho is gonna finish me off.
I'm not interested in a pointless fight with some punk who was never taking it seriously to begin with.
Huh.
What are you waiting for? What do you want?
I made a bet with someone, and I hope I lose.
Wallach looks in the direction Texas went. No one can stop her from assassinating Giovanna. Except Giovanna herself. There's nobody else in the empty room. Texas immediately realizes what's happening, but it's too late. A knife is already up against her neck. This is the end of the trailer scene. Since I came to Syracuse, I've been thinking of all the different ways someone might try to kill me. But I never once thought it might be you. And I've never imagined you'd let your guard down at a time like this. Did you think that when I saw you, I'd give you a big old hug and cry, "Thank goodness, Selenia, you're still alive"? That shouldn't be you. And then we'd sit down and share a drink and catch up on everything that's happened over the last few years. I'm here to kill you. Great. With that word, Giovanna drops the knife in her hand. She wears a radiant smile on her face, her expression full of longing, as if the murderous intent from a moment ago was but a light-hearted joke. Long time no see, Selenia. Long time no see, Giovanna.
Cool. It's cool. Oh my god. That was the trailer scene. When did you hop out, Harmonica? Were you here for the polls? We did polls at some point. We did like the free poll and the two other ones. We didn't like get anything. Outside of that, then we did like this. I think that's the only one, because we did polls after Bepe's? Something like that? I think we'll do IS7, and then that's where we'll stop for the night. What is my reward for this? Can I farm this? No, I'm not at the good farming stuff yet. Shit, that sucks. Yeah, that's fine. I can still farm for tier 3 mats, I guess. Ugh. That sucks. Okay. Either way, let's see how this unfolds, shall we? Our memories keep us alive and torment us. Outside Teatro Milano, workers are quickly taking down posters of an up-and-coming lead actor. In private, people whisper about his presence at a Familia banquet the night before. Sora, are you alright? Yeah, I'm fine. Are you going after Texas? When I saw her a minute ago, she told me to wait for her. Let's hunker down until this mess blows over. It's total mayhem here. If you don't want to lose her, you're gonna want to go after her. Lapland. I feel like it's the same with Lapland. For people like her, there's no point trying to guess at what they're thinking. It's better to just accept what they say at face value. Only if every word they say is true can you start to figure out if they're ultimately trying to weave truth into a lie. Why's that? Well, do you know who it is waiting in that room?
Giovanni Rosati. If there's anyone who could actually get Texas to come back to Syracuse, it ain't me, or Bernardo, and it sure as hell isn't Signora Celia. It's her, Giovanna. Selenia, you're a lot taller than you used to be. Makes sense, doesn't it? It's been years. By the way, I met some of your friends from Langman. Your name came up a few times, and from what they said, I can tell they're worried about you. I didn't think they'd come here. You're nothing like them at all. I never thought you'd make such lively, outgoing friends with that personality of yours. You don't count? If you really thought I was your friend, you wouldn't have gone so long without writing me. Alright. I know you must be hiding something else. What about you? And me? Nothing much. The liquidation came too suddenly. None of Columbia's familia could sleep at night. I couldn't bear to see that any longer, so I stood up to take charge of the situation. I opened the talks with Signora Celia, and we basically managed to sort things out. That's all there is to it. You make it sound so easy. Honestly, I should be complaining to you. But it's been too long since I've had anyone to confide in. So that's why you poured your heart and soul into your scripts. Could you tell? Le Morte de Texas is my magnum opus. There were some details in it that only you'd know. I guess that means my memory's pretty good then. But I could never decide on what to do with Act 3, with your death. I guess there's no need to think about it anymore. Actually, becoming a playwright had another purpose. It's an open secret that Bernardo passed the responsibility for the Familia to his son, while he went on to become the artistic director of his troupe, Compagnia dell'Alba. I wanted a chance to meet him. You know, there aren't that many mafiosi who would do something like that. But the one who ended up shattering all expectations was him. I guess I should have expected it after all, from the man who bit Familia Bologna into what it is in just a single generation. By the looks of things, he really wants to challenge Signora Celia. You don't seem worried about it. All I can say is, if Bernardo considers you his trump card against the Rosatis, he's counting his foul beasts before they've hatched. You were right to come with me, Selenia. No matter what's going on between you and the Bolognes, I can help you. Join me. The two of us, together, will make a difference in Syracuse. And not just because you're Salvador's granddaughter. Because I know you, Selenia. You can make a difference. We'll start over together, Selenia. Don't you want to know how I managed to survive? Giovanna, it was no fluke that I survived the liquidation. So you're here, standing on the stage, performing this play. How much do you know about what happened 7 years ago? 7 years ago, Texas's father, Giuseppe, murdered his own father, Salvador, and declared that the Texases would no longer operate under Syracuse's control. That upset Signora Celia, who sent an elite force from the 12 families to Colombia to liquidate the Texas family. You were part of that, weren't you? Look who's such a smarty. At the time, Selena Texas was a star-studded name. She was Colombian, but even the Syracusans had nothing but the wonderful things to say about her. This whole time, you've been trying to beat Texas? Beat her? No. Back when the Saluzos were looking after her, we were pretty competitive. Sometimes I'd win our little contest, sometimes I'd lose. I did want to beat her, but that had nothing to do with what happened later. Then, you certainly do care deeply for her. Unfortunately, that has nothing to do with the plot of the story either. At least tell me what happened. I joined in the liquidation. I was fantasizing about how she would fight me to the death for the sake of her familia. It got my heart pounding and my blood racing. But nothing could have prepared me for what I saw that day. You're a hitman too, aren't you, Dan Brown?
I am. Senor Lavina, 7 years ago, I was part of the team that carried out the liquidation of Familia, Texas. I arrived in the city ahead of time, took up a job at a car wash, and secretly observed the Texas's every move. Then, the team from Syracuse arrived, and a group of Colombians found me. Colombian mafiosi are pretty careless, real full of themselves. I could have dealt with them easy enough, if it wasn't for that one girl. I knew her. She was a Texas, but everyone said she was like a Syracusan.
Selenia.
When I see you, I'm sometimes reminded of her. Was she as stupid as me, rambling on about ideals with a murderer? No. Senor Lavinia. I never meant to make fun of your ideals. It's just, I can barely believe it. Hearing you talk about that stuff is like listening to a real pretty fairy tale. To me, your ideals are so pretty. They're a kind of shortcut to get me to a good night's sleep. That day, I was ready to fight for my life. I was convinced she would see right through me. But she let me walk right by her, just like this. The audience has scattered in every direction. The battle between murderers has moved on. The theater has emptied out. As Lapland speaks, she takes light dance steps out onto the empty stage.
The associates of Familia Texas were already pretty much wiped out. But what about Selenia? She was the only one missing. We couldn't let anyone live to talk about what happened, especially not the eldest daughter. So we all went to track her down. And that was when chaos broke out. The Texas mansion went up in flames, burning away the Familia's very existence. And the arsonist was standing there at the front door, right in front of me. She slowly turned and walked towards me. At that moment, I understood. She decided to stand by and watch the end of her own Familia. But who could blame her? Her father murdered her grandfather and didn't want to be an accomplice to that. Only she had the right to blame herself. But there's more to it than that. When I looked into her eyes, what I saw was exhaustion. Selenia's story is no secret to Familia Saluzzo, or to me. After all, the one who led the Saluzzo team at the time was none other than Signorina Lapland. She got kicked out because she went out on her own to hunt down Selenia. Her men got caught up in the counterattack, and a lot of them died. I won't run away, nor will I avert my eyes. For so long, she's told herself as much. But this time, her words fail her. Look at the bodies on the street, Lavinia. Listen to the shouts and cries in the distance. What can you do? The only advice I can give you is the same I gave to Selenia. Run. The farther, the better. Even if your past is going to catch up to you, you'll at least enjoy a moment of peace. Otherwise, you will die. But I still don't want to. Her past kicked down her door. It might have been against her will at first, but she was forced out, only to find nothing changed. Maybe she'll decide that things she ran away from weren't actually all that bad. Her life in Lungmen might have been a slightly extended vacation. And now, the one most intimately connected with her family and her past is standing right in front of her. That's what you want to tell me, right? Yeah. And if that's the case, I'll respect her decision. Even though you're her best friend. Because I'm her best friend. Darn tootin'. Unless the pizza in Syracuse becomes inedible. My grandfather was a sentimental man. He sent me to Syracuse, hoping I would remember my roots. I lived there for a while. People there told me all the time that I fit in, like a Syracusan. But for me, I was just doing what I'd always been doing. The way I lived my life in Columbia was no different than the way I lived in Syracuse. And what I saw in Syracuse was no different from what I saw in Columbia. You might know the story of Familia, Texas, like the back of your hand. But I saw it with my own eyes. Life isn't a play where every move is sprinkled with a little heroism or villainy. What happened was just an undignified slaughter. Ah! My father bought a counterfeit gun from Blacksteel. When he pulled the trigger, it exploded and did a number on him. My grandfather fell to the ground. My father drew his knife with his injured hand, but the first stab went wide. I heard everything from the doorway. Hoarse curses, groans of pain. The commotion lasted for a long time, before it finally ended. In that moment, I was exhausted. Exhausted with everything. So I decided to leave. Are you telling me that Lungmen is your home now? I don't know. I can't say for sure. But I at least know I had a pretty good time here. There. You're just like you were back then. Blunt and straight to the point. Looks like I'm the one getting ahead of myself. Here I was thinking you came to ask for my help. Or at least you'd want to catch up with me. But in the end, you're here to tell me that we can never go back. You know, Selenia, that's awfully heartless of you. I was shocked when I heard you were still alive. But you went ahead and stamped out my hope all over again. I'm sorry, Giovanna. I don't want to be Syracusan or Colombian. I just want to be Selenia, Texas. This is your last chance. If you walk through those doors, you'll be my enemy. The Rosati's enemy. You'll be in our way, and I, as Donna Rosati, have a responsibility to eliminate everything that stands in our way. Don't make me do this. We're just too sentimental, Giovanna. Wow.
All operators must maintain strict discipline.
Who's that? Oh, that's Saria. What's this? Sleep? Oh. Good night, Nukiashi. You're probably already gone. Here? Here, that's fine, yeah. Cool. Still here? Oh, gotcha. I don't know if you went. I don't know if that was like a I'm going to sleep emoji or if you were just sleepy or whatever. Sorry if that jump scared you then. That is a strange altar. I have both. I like looking at them side by side just because of the the way that the like designs have changed over the years. Put that there, I guess. Oh, I should do this too. Yeah, there we go. And then Lumen can go here and hit everyone. Pop that. So Lapland was about to kill Texas, but basically had like pity on her? Is kind of what the story's getting at, which is really interesting. She's the last of her name, and she just exhausted, didn't want anything to do with it. Burnt down her family home and was just like, I just wanna not be a part of this anymore. For a train in 5.5 hours. Yeah, I'm ending after this too. I also have to like start prepping for my own vacation. It was just a job. Just imagine having a vacation. Okay, I'm imagining it right now. Oh, it's gonna be so cool. What's this guy? Oh no, what's going? Where are you going? You'll find out on Monday. Or on Tuesday if you can't, or just next time I see you. Friend Disney World. I'm not going to Disney World. I can say that one with conviction. I can say that with conviction. That'd be cool. Going to Disney would be cool. Is that the one in Florida or in California? I never remember. I think Land is in California, right? And then World is in Florida. Uh oh, ooh, that's not good. Oh, a lot of not goods happening right now. A lot of not goods happening right now. Yeah, not a lot of not good. World is the better one, and sadly it's in Florida. Ooh, yeah. Ooh, good stun there. No. Ooh, oh, that's not good. That's not good. That's not good. Don't touch these civilians. This is not good. This is not good. This is not good. This is not good. I can put you here to hopefully block. Pop this to do damage. None of these guys have been hit yet. Oh, they're starting to get hit a little bit. This is dangerous. I think this is everyone on the field. Oh, do it. Here. Now. That should be everyone. And then 1, 2. These are the last 4. This guy doesn't count, but we have to take care of him. Oh, hold on. Ooh. Get rid of you. Put you down here. Obviously, I'm going to Universal then. I didn't see that bit. I've been to World once. I think that's the only Disney park I've been to. And that was like when I was a very, very young child. Like when I was 8 or something. So I don't remember anything about it. And if it's the one I'm thinking of, I think my parents told me that I was at... No, I don't think it was when I was 8. I think it was when I was younger, because I was told that I was like... I just spent all day at the Barney bit, so I was probably like 3 or something like that, more likely. So yeah, I remember nothing about Disney. Only one proper trip. Wait, what do you mean you've been to World 3 times but only one proper trip then? Which is like, you wound up there and like spent half a day there? Or like you were just like passing through and so you only were able to stay there for like a little bit, that kind of thing? How do you make a partial trip to an amusement park? The most unremarkable Departamento de Security Elementare. And its proper but underappreciated Secretario. At this point, men like Caracci, who were propped up to maintain balance between the major familia, are no longer needed. What you need is a puppet that is safe and useful. Am I wrong? Signor Secretario, a truly safe and useful puppet would never refer to himself as such. I just happen to be a bit more self-aware than others. And mightily self-aware you are. You're right, Rubio. You are the best candidate to replace Caracci. But if you're willing to be so frank with me, I might as well share something with you. I'm listening. My associates killed Caracci. You've got guts, and I like talking with men like you. So I'm willing to give you a chance. Turn around and leave this room. Forget what you just said, and no harm will come to you. Then, go back home and spend some time with your wife and daughter. Savor the last moments of peace in this city. Doesn't that mean you'd need a puppet like me all the more? You're after this chaos. What's happening all around us? You want to overturn the laws laid down by Signora Cilia, but you don't care if she rules or if you go back to the old ways. The conflict among familia never had anything to do with us commoners. When something happens, we just wait to see the results. It makes no difference to the commoners whether Signor Cilia rules or you do. But the winner will need someone to maintain the facade of order. And as the Don of the Familia, surely you understand this principle. It isn't impossible for the commoners to survive without the Familia, but the same cannot be said for the Familia without the commoners. You're telling me that you hold the real power? No, I'm just making a self-serving justification for the weak. A good justification at that. But it doesn't tell me what you're really after. Power, Don Bernardo. Since I was a kid, everyone looked down on me because I'm weak, and because I look like, this. The oppression I felt from the people around me was more real than anything the Familia ever did. I've suffered that my entire life, waiting for this chance. You tell me that you're the one who had Caracci killed. All I can think is, thank goodness I came in at the right time. You may not want to hear this, but if you're going against Signor Cilia, it's probably not going to go your way. But who cares? Doesn't matter to me if you win or lose, in the end. But power is something Signor Cilia can't give me. It's got to be you. You're an honest man, Rubio. I like making friends with honest men. Don Bernardo. Give my orders. Tell them that's enough for today. Of course. Literal baby. Yeah, that one doesn't count. Full multi-day trip going to each of the parks. So that's the main one. Only went to one of the parks because we were already in the area. Okay, I guess that makes sense. Being there 3 times, only one proper trip. That's fair. Yeah, that tracks. All you need is a puppy. Just a small one. Just he goes like a bow wow. Like a bow wow. So stupid. What just happened? The room over there started shaking. Looks like she chose you. Uh-huh. That earthquake is Giovanna's arts. Oh. Sounds like they had a falling out. Look, taxi jumped out the window.
Let's go after her. Right. Ah, Texas. If we were friends back then, could I have kept you in Syracuse? A fat chance, right? We would have just slaughtered each other. Lavinia, don't make me kill you. I got a job to do. She got the thing on her arm. Senor Lavinia, I pray that you aren't born in Syracuse the next time around. Just a second. Who are you? You're one of Saluso's hitmen, right? This operation is over. Don Bernardo's orders just came in. Lavinia, you shouldn't have shown your face here. That's not up to you. You've interfered with the Saluso operation. That's going to ruin the relationship between our two familiae. So, why don't you go beg Alberto's forgiveness with my head on a silver platter? Wait, please, Signor Bernardo. Don. I have a presumptuous request. I imagine Signor Leontoso will be very busy in the future. It'll be unrealistic to expect him to help me the way he did Karachi. I'd like to ask you for a new assistant. The judge here would be a suitable pick. That certainly is one option. What are you two talking about? Ah, how impertinent of me, carrying on this conversation without including the subject, Signor Lavina. Don Bernardo has decided that I, Rubio, the humble ex-Segretario de Security Armata, shall take Karachi's place as the next Ministro de Lavori Pubblici. And I have to admit, I'm not too experienced with bureaucratic affairs. So, I hope that you, as someone with ample experience, will become my assistant. I wonder how Sora and the others are doing. What? Why are you here? When you get old, you start looking for a place to enjoy the rest of your days. Found her. She's right over there. Surround her. Looks like you insist on getting in my way. She's still worried about you after what happened. As for me, I'm old now, so I spend my days taking care of the youth. It's a hobby. Stay a while and have a chat with your elder. Next time. Texas, we'll protect you. Croissant. This is cool. Oh, let's have a look-see. Who's off fine all by herself? Why are you all here? As far as I can tell, the Syracusan families always fight together. It's your culture. And Penguin Logistics culture is... to party hard? In this case, it should be... don't be afraid to rumble, right? You got it. Seriously, though, old man. You think you could let this one slide? A favor from one sock to another? Get your head on straight, Exia. You do have a point. The rainy season in Syracuse is a long one. It didn't bother me when I was young, but now the arthritis is such a hassle. Children, striving for strength is fine, but remember to put your health and safety first. You're pulling my leg. Thanks a bunch. By the way, if I ever did want to talk with you, how could I find you?
If you're searching for redemption, I'm afraid there's nothing I can do for you. But if you're searching for order, you'll find me everywhere. That's enough. Let's get out of here.
Woohoo!
Donna,
What's the situation?
the Bolognas have retreated.
Good work.
Where's Selenia?
Gone.
Gone.
She couldn't kill me, and I couldn't kill her. Let's head back and prepare. The Bolognas aren't going to let this go.
Right. You've won, Lean Tuzo. Your original plan wasn't to win over Warlock, was it?
But wasn't that the best option, given the circumstances?
Can't deny that.
Alright, enough talk. Let's get you in the car.
Leon, you still haven't given up, have you?
Compared to what Lavinia has been through, this setback is nothing.
You're going to do great things. Maybe one day, you might actually be able to realize your dreams in Syracuse.
And when that time comes, you'll be my right-hand man.
I don't get along with Lavinia.
There are some things better left to her, and others better left to you.
You cheeky bastard. You were to think about that kind of stuff?
Dimitri, I'm still angry about what you and my father were plotting. I don't understand why he insists on continuing even now. But in the end, I'm still a part of this familia.
Texas Wold? Oh, cool. Or Texas Wold/Wolf. I don't know if that was a spelling or not. That's cool. So her name isn't just a reference to the state. That makes a lot more sense then. Cool. Which, if it's an extinct or nearly extinct type of wolf, that's very similar to,
Wow. The lore runs deep. Safe landing. Feels great to be back on our own turf. Syracusan sure a pain in the ass. Totally wiped. You hanging in there, Sora? Yeah, but my dress got a little torn up. Oh, shoot. That one was awfully expensive, wasn't it? We'll figure something out. Alright, 1 bottle per person. Come on, knock it off with that stone face. Just think of it this way. The 3 of us also happen to be on vacation here.
then what's with the show?
Oh, that's, just a way to grow my career. Plus, I thought it might make finding you a little easier. I reckon it sure did, looking at the way things turned out.
Sure enough. The atmosphere remains chilly for a while. But finally, an unavoidable problem emerges. Where do they go from here? Texas did not have it in her to ask.
Texas, I had an agreement with the director. Now that I found you, I'll stay here and complete my performance contract.
But
I've spoken with the director a few times. It's a little scary in retrospect, but I don't think he's the kind of man to hold our lives over you.
you have a point. If he wanted to do something like that, he would have locked us up a long time ago.
Okay, alright. Let's quit the jawing. You keep talking, I keep being scareder and scareder. We really are here to see you. If it wasn't so dangerous out there, I'd like you to show us around. Okay. When we're all through with this, I'll give you a tour. Anyway, let's celebrate this Penguin Logistics reunion in Syracuse. Cheers! The biggest thing. An unknown number. I don't remember ever giving out this number. Hello? Who am I speaking with?
It seems you're safe and sound, Senora Sora. That's a relief.
You know what happened with Texas, right?
Don't worry, Senora. Your Penguin Logistics friends must be enjoying a joyous reunion. And I certainly don't want to interrupt that. But I was just thinking you might have a lot of questions for me. So, I'll be waiting for you at the theater tomorrow.
Right.
Smidollati.
Ooh. Fun cliffhanger. So there's still 8, 9, and 10. Oh, who is beating this? Is there also a, I guess, hold on, let me look at something real quick. This might just answer my question. No, it doesn't. It goes straight to 8. Oh, no! Okay, I can see why this is chaotic then, huh? This is gonna be an interesting one, isn't it? That's for a different time, though. That's for next week. How many do I have? I only have 4 still? But there's only 3 more levels, unless these also get unlocked as I do these 4, which could be a thing, right? I'm gonna do as much of these as I can in the meantime. I don't know if I can beat all of them, because obviously it might determine on, like, having 9 and 10 unlocked. Or, like, locations in, like, here, or here, or here unlocked. Or here. Oh my god, there's so many. They all use the same map. Does EX and S rank also use the same map? Because, like, I know I can do, like, these ones as long as I have bits on the map unlocked. I was just wondering how I unlock these, but also I'm wondering, like, given that there's, like, 4 different spots, and I guess given that these are on here too, and they both just opened this up, yeah, they must be on the same map. It's probably the 8 and 9, or 9 and 10 are up here, and then, like, EX and S's are, like, over here in like, the nowhere area. If it is like that, I don't know. I'm excited, though. This is great. I love this event. I need to get this dude, though. I wonder if I can actually, like, finish one of these quests and actually get one of these folders now. Let me grab this. Do some, yeah, give me those nano flakes. I think the locked icons on the side are the EX and S stages. Yeah, the locked icons on the side are the EX and S stages. I'm just wondering if they use the same map or not. I guess no one knows that yet. Well, unless you've looked at the China side of things. But, like, those don't unlock until, like, next week anyway, because, like, this stuff, right? Grab that. Anything on the base? You can't do your IS-8. You gotta save it. You gotta save it for next time, Nukiashi. Save it for next Tuesday. Where hopefully we might be able to finish it off. And then do, like, EX stages next. Like I said, I want this to be my first event that I actually, like, get this entire medal set. Because I want it so bad. And I think I'm gonna do it. It's gonna be hard. It's not gonna be easy, but if there's anything, I'm determined. It's gonna be cool. It's late, so I don't think I'm gonna send you guys off to someone else. Also because as soon as this ends, I need to finish packing. I have, like, mostly everything ready. But I leave tomorrow, I'll be back So no streams until next Monday, in which case I'm going to do a little just chatting. If you want to stop by, I'm going to talk about what I did. All that kind of stuff. Should be fun. We'll miss it till next time. No! Write it. Ooh, what can you do? You have to like put it in like... Does your phone have like an alarm? Like set an alarm for next Tuesday and write the joke in the alarm like title for it. And do that. Yeah, I'm out until next Monday. I'm gonna do a just chatting then if you wanna hear more about that. But otherwise, I will see most of you then on Tuesday for more Arknights, where we're gonna finish up the EX. And outside of that, I don't know. I don't know what else I'm doing next week. That's a problem for future A's. Oh shoot! I have to. Oh, I have to prep this, and I also have to like set up. I have a short ready. I don't actually have to upload to YouTube because I can just schedule the short stuff since I won't be at my computer, but I can schedule that. Technology is great, isn't it? Okay, but yeah, it's time for bed. No bed, only sleep. Sleep in your chair then. So be it. Until next time, though, thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll catch you next time. Arrivederci. Is that Italian? I don't know. Peace out, everyone.